here we go. What is going on, ladies and gents? Look, he's already sweating. Jesus, that didn't take long, did it?
It's because you bloody messed up the intro again.
Did I? I don't think I messed it up.
You're
that
supposed
time,
to do because you're supposed to do the thumbnail,
yeah,
then go live,
yeah.
then the timer. You
I
went
did do
live.
that.
No, you didn't. You went live in the timer.
Oh, I did, didn't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I did.
I'm just lying.
Literally, do you know what? In my head, I was obviously vibing to that. For some reason, that intro countdown bangs. What a tune. So I'm vibing away by myself, thinking I just did it. Ding, dee, dee. But clearly I didn't. So
you messed up, mate. You messed up.
Yeah. Well, there's always next time. Hopefully, maybe, possibly. Anyway, it's not just me and you here, obviously. We've got many, many people watching already. 15 people. What's going on, everyone? Lots of love to all of you. Let's have a little quick run through.
Just quickly, everybody. If you're on my channel, you can see the comments from my channel. If you're on Ridley's channel, you can see the comments from Ridley's channel. So, for example, hi, Logan. And I can see you're on my channel. But Rick, hi. I can see you're on Ridley's channel. So, obviously, you two won't be able to see where you are.
Yeah.
So either you want to see... everyone go over to Ridley's or mine, but he wants to watch ours and he's a beg. So, you might as well go to his channel.
Beg. Listen, I am 2 hours away from breaking 1,000 viewing hours.
What?
So I just need a few people on my page this evening. You know what I mean? I ain't asking much. Right, let's start saying some hellos. What's going on? Gary has been here for probably about a week already. So thank you, Gary. Look at that. The second person in the chat was Will Exotic himself. What a guy.
He shows up to yours. He never shows up to mine.
Yeah, but I'm nicer to him than you are. That's probably what it is.
I don't know about that. Me and Will went back.
Baum, legend, welcome. Who's this guy? Gang. Touch me, early gang. Yes, lovely. We'd love to see it. Dan, and he's watching on your channel as well, which I personally think is a bit rude, but you know, it is what it is. I thought we were boys. You know what I mean? He's been to my house and he's met Ragnar and he's watching yours, but it is what it is. I know who my friends are.
He's not sour at all.
Who else we got? Let's have a look. Logan, nice to see you again, buddy. Rick, legend, how you doing? Serenity, Dragons, what a guy. Welcome. Gary, two of my fave humans. It is what it is, you know what I mean? Chris, thank you for joining. All good, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing all right.
Chris, hope you're all right, mate.
Who else we got? Will's now streaming from yours, and he says I be showing up to both.
Same as Gary.
So here we are. Yeah, fair play to both of them. I'm going to put my phone up there so I'm not distracted. And Dan has just taken advantage of me and said, "Love the shout out." You know what I mean? There's just no respect. No. No. Cheers for joining again, Dan. One of the real ones. So thank you. So here we are. Those are the thank yous and the welcomes, and everyone's here. So, what's cracking? What we doing? What's going on?
I mean, I've created a little quiz for you. If you want to just start with a quiz, and everyone in the chat can try and play along.
Yes, we can do.
Copy and pasted. Reptile quiz for kids. Brackets. Hard.
Oh, great. Great. Now it's time for me to be embarrassed.
So, the quiz.
And look who's turned up just in time.
The reptile quiz for kids. Brackets. Hard. Question 1.
Oh, God.
This is easy, Riddler.
It's not.
What's the longest snake in the world? If you're failing at this one, you're not getting the rest.
But the thing is, the problem is, I'm just about to say the answer, but part of me is like, but if it's not, I'm going to look like a twat. Retic.
Yeah, it's a retic. Yeah.
Oh.
Just for a bonus point, it's not in the question, but the largest snake in the world.
What, as in like heavy body and all that?
Yeah.
Anaconda, innit?
Yeah, it's anaconda. Yeah. Right. Largest reptile in the world.
As in
the overall mass.
Mass?
Yeah, largest reptile. So like just equivalent of the largest snake. Overall mass. So effectively the heaviest.
Oh, we're talking. there going to be anything
Don't
heavier
look
than the anaconda?
You tell me. Don't look at the chat.
No. Look, they've answered for me. I wouldn't have known that one.
It's a saltwater crocodile.
Saltwater crocodile. Do you know what? But I would not have put that heavier than an anaconda. But
they can get over a ton. Like 24 foot long. Anyway, just a reminder, everybody: reptile quiz for kids. Brackets hard.
Don't forget the bracket hard. Oh,
this is a hard one, and I don't need the exact species. Like, for example, I'm going to give you okay. For example, the answer to this question isn't a monitor lizard, but I don't expect you to say, for example, Aki. Just monitor lizard will suffice, but the answer isn't monitor lizard.
Okay.
So the smallest reptile. I don't need the exact species, just what group of reptiles it falls under.
Is it not a chameleon of some sort?
It is a chameleon.
It's the
I'll accept that answer, but you can go for double points if you want.
It's not just called like a pygmy chameleon, is it?
I think it's called like a pygmy forest chameleon or something like that. It was discovered like 2 years ago.
Christ. Is it that small? Jesus.
Yeah. Right. This one threw me off. There are 3 answers. Yeah, there are 3 answers to this question.
Oh, God.
One of which I knew.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 are wild cards, but I will accept them. What is the fastest reptile?
The fastest?
Yeah.
It's going to be... The first thing that comes to mind is a lizard.
Right.
I don't think it's a crocodilian, maybe.
No clues here, mate. I will say it's not a mamba.
It's not a mamba.
It's not a racer snake.
Although, actually, aren't the Cuban crocodiles the ones that gallop?
Yep.
But can they gallop fast? That's the only question.
I knew the answer to one of them.
You're giving absolutely nothing away here, are you?
It's not about.
Can I at least like narrow it down? So if I was to say it's a lizard,
it's a lizard.
Okay.
2 of them are lizards.
Is it the one that runs on water? The Jesus?
No, that's a basilisk.
Oh right. Okay.
No.
Not that.
I'm surprised Will doesn't know this.
A fast lizard. Like I say, the one that runs on water must be rapid, but
there's one behind me.
Oh, the Parenti.
The Parenti.
Oh yeah, of course. They chase down fucking fudging kangaroos, didn't they?
When you Google it,
yes,
the Parenti is tied with a bearded dragon. Now, a bearded dragon can't exert itself for a long period of time because obviously they can't force air into their lungs, so they have to stop.
Mm-hmm.
But they have both been clocked at 40 kilometers an hour, apparently.
Well, Will is fuming. Will is absolutely fuming. Look.
And officially, I think it was Touch who said the Guinness World Records was the leatherback sea turtle, even though it's slower than what a Parenti has been clocked at.
Right.
Officially, the fastest reptile in the world is the leatherback sea turtle, but unofficially, faster is a Parenti or a bearded dragon. Google it.
Right.
Because I didn't believe it, but
I'll do it after this. To be
obviously, a Parenti can run for longer.
Yeah.
But apparently, they're the same speed.
Damn.
It's question 5. Name the groups of the reptiles.
The groups of the reptiles?
Yes.
What, like lizards, snakes, crocodilians? How many are there?
Keep going, mate.
Oh, God. Lizards, snakes, crocodilians. Well, a monitor comes under lizards, did it? We're not going into that sort of like subspecies.
No. The group. So lizards are... I mean, if we're getting really technical, I think it's like...
Turtles? Tortoises?
Squamous? That's what I mean. Yeah. Chelonia, yeah.
Chelonia, that's it.
Yeah, and there is one more.
There's one more.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember my days in the shop.
You would have never have had one in the shop.
Oh, right.
And you've probably never. There's only one place in the whole of the UK that has them. No one tell him. There's already enough clues there. God damn it, Gary.
Tuatara? What the shit is that?
Question 6.
What?
How
is
do
it?
you not know what a tuatara is?
Is he speaking Maori or something?
No.
What the hell is
they're
it?
New Zealand. They are an order of reptiles that predate dinosaurs unchanged.
So which ones have we got in the UK then?
We have tuataras in a zoo in the UK.
Oh, is that literally what it's called? It's called it now.
It's called a tuatara, yeah.
Right.
Even Fee knows what tuatara is.
Yeah, but she's basically married to you, and you probably say these things in your sleep. Ravishing, sending for me already. Fee, even I know what that is. It's a lizard, but not a lizard. Well, I'm gonna have to look. I'll tell you what. You know what? Whilst we're listening to the next question, let me just
Google
very
tuatara
quickly
right now. Just Google tuatara right now. They are an ancient
Tuatara.
order. They lay one egg every 2 or 3 years, which takes 2 years to hatch. They live for like 100 years. They're only found in New Zealand.
Jesus Christ! What? And that's its own like not subspecies, but like
there was only 2 or 3 species in the group, and only one is still alive.
Bruv, it don't even look real.
It's because you've never seen it before.
Well, yeah, there is that. That genuinely looks like something out of like the Labyrinth or something like that. Mad.
This reptile quiz for kids brackets hard. It's expressing.
Stop saying that. How's a kid meant to know what a tuatara is?
Mate, I've known about tuatara since the day I was born.
Riddler, what have I known about? Oh, well, that's just thrown me out of the way, isn't it?
Right. Question 6.
This is painful, but yeah, go on.
Five differences.
Yeah.
As a majority between snakes and lizards. So I will give you the first one. For example, forked tongue, I will accept, even though monitors and tegus have them. For the majority of differences, we're accepting it because obviously it's a kid's quiz. So you need 4 more differences.
Lizards have eyelids.
There you go. I'll accept
it. Snakes do not.
I'll accept it.
Lizards have legs.
I won't accept legs.
Shit.
I will accept what are at the end of the legs.
Toes.
And
claws.
Feet.
Yeah.
I'll accept.
Oh yeah, because snakes have got the vestigial legs. Is that what they're called?
Vestigial spurs. Yeah.
Vestigial spurs.
Yeah. That's 3.
Well, Big Willie has answered for me by the looks of things.
Yeah, you can steal that one if you want.
Eardrums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, how many have I done then?
You got 4. You got 1 more.
Oh, so he hasn't come up with that one yet.
I've got another 3.
Got another 3.
Hmm.
I don't know why I'm looking at my snakes like they're gonna go. Psst, it's this one here. They don't know what's
I've
going
got another
on.
4. I've just thought another one because we're talking. I got 5 actually. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
We're not accepting that. That's not
controversial.
We need one more difference between snakes and lizards.
Right. Okay. So we've done the eardrums, lids, and legs. One more. Ragnar she's asleep. Never mind.
I'll accept that, Will, but that's not one I had. But I'll accept that, and I'm not letting Riddler. I'm not letting Riddler have that one. So you need to think of another one. Think of one fast before everybody else. Beats you to it. Touch has got one.
Ragnar, help! How far they can open their jaws?
No,
look, Touch at the same one.
Look. Not letting you have it, mate.
Oh god, I'm out.
Will's got one. I'm not letting you have that one.
We're running out here. I literally could not tell you. I have no idea.
Snakes have 1 lung. Third eyes, yeah. Bam's coming in. Tail length for the most part on lizards tends to be longer. Fangs?
This was it was hard quiz, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's for kids.
Yeah. Brackets hard.
Right. Brackets hard. Okay.
Brackets hard. All right.
Everybody in chat, do not answer this one.
Oh God.
Number 7.
Yeah.
Where is the only place that you can find crocodiles and alligators together in the wild? No one.
Well,
Stop.
you can in America, can't you? In Florida.
You tell me.
Yeah, because I watched Will Exotic and Ravishing Reptiles in the Everglades, and I'm sure they saw American alligators and crocodiles. No,
They did.
they did.
Bonus point.
Yes,
What part of Florida?
the Everglades.
What part? It is the Everglades, but what part of Florida is that? Northeast, southwest?
West.
South. I mean, that could be wrong, but that's just what the quiz says.
Oh, right. See, look, I've got my boys, even though they're watching on your stream. Just saying. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, buddy.
Right.
Division. Shout out to you, my friend, and thank you for signing up to my Patreon. Just saying.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Yes.
What is the most venomous snake in the world? No one in chat.
The inland taipan.
Boom! Look at that. Smashed it. What? Question number 9.
Yeah.
What does oviparous mean?
Oviparous.
Mm.
It sounds like ovaries. Has it got something to do with? If not, I'm going to sound like a pervert.
What does oviparous mean?
Does it mean that they make eggs inside them?
They give birth to live young.
I'll take that. All right. Yeah.
And now that was your quiz. So
yeah.
now
Wait,
you have
9 questions.
You have 3 more, which were made up from me myself.
Right. Okay.
Okay. What is the group of dwarf monitors called?
Odatria.
Boom. Name all of our native species of reptiles. Bonus point, amphibians.
Wait, name them as in
just their names. So the native species of reptile. Come on, you must have one in you.
We have grass snakes.
We do. All 6 of them ravishing. Don't be stupid.
Adders.
We do.
We have newts.
I'm not going to accept that.
Oh, right. You want specific newts?
Yeah, because there are 3 species of newt.
Spotted newt.
Let's stick with reptiles for now. Let's stick with reptiles for now.
All right. We've got some lizards, haven't we?
I'll give you. We have 3 lizards and 3 snakes that are native. You've guessed 2 snakes.
Right. Grass snakes, adders.
Mm-hmm. So you got 1 more snake and 3 more lizards.
Oh, we've got slow worms.
We do. So you now have 2 lizards,
2
and 1 snake. Slow worms are lizards.
Yeah. So 2 snakes, 1 lizard.
No, as in left, not that you've got.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yeah.
Right, different pages. Come on. 2 more lizards, 1 more snake.
See, I've seen one of the only reptiles I've actually seen in the wild here was a lizard. I couldn't tell you what it was. I have no idea. It had a long tail. I know that much.
Would you have said that lizard's quite common?
I would say it was quite a common lizard.
There we go. Tick.
Yeah. Oh,
so now you just have 2, the rare lizard and the rare snake.
Rare lizard, rare snake.
Touch is helping you out a touch there.
Sand lizard.
Oh, now you just have the only native herp that I have never found in the wild.
Which is a snake.
Which is a snake.
A snake. A slippery snake.
It's a species of snake, but what snake is it? It's something snake.
House snake.
No.
No.
They're African.
Oh. Garden snake.
No. Begins with an S.
Smooth snake.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
Oh, look, Dan. Oh, that was jinx.
I don't even know if I want to try to go through the amphibians.
The lesser spotted newt.
No.
Is that close at all?
No.
No. All right. I made that.
We have a smooth newt.
Smooth newt, yeah.
Great crested newt.
Great crested. That's probably what I was thinking of. Are they the ones that if you see them, you're not allowed to touch anything because they're that rare? Yeah.
So great crested newts, smooth newts have spots underneath them. We have palmate newts, and then we have common frogs, natterjack toads, common toads, and then we have marsh frogs as well, but they're up in the air if they are native or not native or whatever. And then we have wall lizards and other stuff and Escalapian snakes as well. But anyway. And then the final question. Can you name the Latin to all the species you keep?
Varanus rudicolis.
Boom.
Python regius?
I haven't got it written down, but yeah.
I never know how to say that one. Pagona viticeps.
Yeah. Beardy. Yeah.
Euphlebaris? Macularis or something?
Was that the
yeah.
I don't know.
Something ciliatus is the cresty.
Corophis or Corolophis or something.
Corolophis, yeah. The milk snake. I don't even know what sort of milk snake she is. I know she's a black milk snake.
What's the genus? Is it Lampeltis, isn't it?
Ah, yes. That's what I was going to say. I was going to say that one.
Yeah.
Who else have I got? I do have a surprise animal that I'm not allowed to say because obviously if I say it, it'll give it away. But I do know that one because it is a piece of piss.
You did say that on the last episode, by the way.
I did, yeah, but no one listens to me, so they won't remember anyway.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think. Is that it? Python, milk snake, rudicolis, Euphlebaris, whatever it's called. Cresty. Yeah, I think that's it. To be fair.
There you go. There's your quiz.
Riddler in Florida will be like a crack fiend at a trap house, mate. This is what I'm saying. We were saying.
I don't know if he would though. I think Riddler wouldn't even realize that a snake was a snake because he'd be like, "I thought that was a stick."
Yeah, probably. I'm probably the only person that can't do that. Do what? I can't remember. What was that? The Latin. Oh, right, the Lampert. Yeah. Oh, Ben's joined us. Shout out to Ben.
Yo, gang.
And Rick said, I remembered. What did you remember, Rick? I'm not actually sure what you remembered. I've probably forgotten.
What you told this mystery species was.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I'd forgotten already, so that's cool. But to be fair, yeah, cool.
What was I going to say? That quiz, I wrote all the questions.
You wrote all the questions?
Yeah, I wanted to make it funny that I've got it off Google as a kids quiz, but
I'm not gonna lie, I feel a lot better because
I'm not gonna lie. I knew the answer to every single one of these questions without Googling them, and I just Googled the fastest one because I was like, it's a parenti. I know it's a parenti.
Yeah.
And then I Googled it, and Beardy came up. I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked into it, but I wrote all these questions because I knew all the answers to them easy, and I was like, he must know these. The fact that you don't know what a tuatara is.
I've never heard of a tuatara. Like, genuinely, if you'd have said to me, have you seen a tuatara? I'd have probably said, I've not watched any of the latest Pokemon episodes. That's probably how I would have responded. I wouldn't have a clue. Not a clue.
Mad.
Mad. Now, does that mean...
F's in chat for Riddler right now.
But does that mean I'm a noob, or does that mean you're a nerd?
No, that means you clearly don't like reptiles.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Because
I did try the old switcheroo there, and it didn't work.
Everybody who knows about reptiles, like slightly, knows about tuataras.
Never heard of it.
Like, I am a nerd. There's no point of hiding it, but I don't know about tuataras because I'm a nerd. I know about tuataras because I like reptiles.
Shout out to Michael because he is watching on my stream. What a guy! Thank you.
I don't think so, Bam.
Gary has sent me an F. Oh, and so
there is like a New Zealand way of saying it, but I forget. Because in German we call it the Bruckschnies.
Bruckeny. I'm not even going to bother anymore. I thought I had it, but apparently not.
Congrats on 2K. Whoop, whoop.
Chester
I've seen them.
Chester Zoo.
I've seen them at Chester Zoo, mate. I sat and watched them do nothing for like 40 minutes. It was wonderful.
I don't even know how far away I am from Chester Zoo, to be fair.
A while away.
I was about to say, knowing my luck, I'm probably about 5 hours away.
It's the very, very, very top of Wales.
Oh.
But like, it's not in Wales, but like the top of Wales is here, and it's here. It's like right up by Liverpool. I was going to say seeing a tuatara in like real life, obviously behind glass. Chester Zoo is arguably the best zoo that I think it's probably the best zoo that I've ever been to. Me and Fia have been to quite a few zoos. But yeah, seeing a tuatara in real life was it was out of this world. It was mad, like mad. But yeah, thank you for the love, Ben. We hit 2K on my birthday, so there you go.
Good timing there. That was very good timing. Oh, for God's sake! Oh, this is why I can't see all the chat.
Everyone, come and join Paul's chat because Riddler didn't know what tuatara was.
No, everyone love me. I need the hours, and I'm not too proud to beg. No, I don't know if that made sense. Anyway, I very much enjoyed that quiz.
I'm glad it took me 5 minutes to write
it. Yeah, see, I struggled writing your one mainly because obviously I had to look up the scientific names, but then I also had to spell them out on my notes, and I had to keep coming and going. And never been Chester Zoo, but what's the variety of reptile saying? Well, that's over to you, mate.
Mate, Chester's sick. Chester's sick. Like for all diversity of animals and enclosure sizes, like Chester's sick. Like the enclosures there are massive for everything, like all animals. Pretty sure that's where we saw the elephants, wasn't it, Fee? Like it was really, really good. Really, really good. So Paul needs 3 more subs at least this year. Paul needs
Don't worry, I'll stream it for you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Where's Michael been? Why is he getting welcomed home?
Because he's just come to my channel.
Oh. Currently got the first Ramblers episode running in there. Yeah, what a guy. What a guy. They have. Yeah, they do. I have no idea.
I think they have Bolins. I don't know. I don't remember seeing a Bolins there, to be honest.
He's in the UK. I've not been to, apart from when we went after the conference. I can't remember the last time I went to a zoo. I went to the aquarium in Plymouth recently. That was sick. Apart from that, I do need to go to a zoo again. I'll tell you what I'm buzzing for, though, is IHS.
Next weekend.
Yeah, when I'm back from Cyprus.
It's come around fast, to be fair.
Now, my question for you, are you planning on bringing anything home? As in, you've got almost like a shopping list. I know what I'm bringing home, whether it's animals, goods, whatever.
No. I'm getting a female for Reggie, and that's pretty much it. I don't have any money, if I'm honest.
When has that stopped you before?
Now, because I don't have any money. Normally when I say I don't have any money, I can find like, I don't know, a couple £100, but as of right now, currently in this precise moment, I don't have any money. To be fair, I don't really want anything.
Okay.
I generally don't. I want the girlfriend for Reggie, and that's planned. I haven't paid for it, but I'm paying for that on the day. I've sold all my Ackies. I'm dropping them all off. I'm picking up some enclosures. That's planned.
I'm picking up an enclosure as well. Yeah, buddy.
You are. I'm paying for mine though.
Oh, I'm paying for mine with friendship.
But yeah, I am four exoterras and a female gecko. No, and then on the Saturday, I'm going. Myself and Matt, we're going up on Saturday. We're going to go and check out Bailey's collection, Bailey's backgrounds. Shout out him.
Shout out Bailey's.
drop off some Ackies.
Is he quite local to that area? Is he?
He's not local to that area, but he's on the way up.
Right. Okay.
So it's only like a 20-minute detour.
Hmm.
So go and check out his collection, drop off some Ackies to him.
Yeah.
And then go up to Slytherin Reptiles, which is a pet shop. Check that out because Matt's never been. So we're going to check that out. They've got a couple of cool monitors in at the minute. So we're going to check that out, and then we're going to go up, meet up with Michael, obviously, on the Saturday. Just have a laugh. I think we're going to be meeting up with Chris as well.
Nice.
I think Dan's coming up the night before, I think.
Yeah, I think he did that as a little last minute thing, didn't he? He was like, talk of the devil. And he shouted,
there he
is.
Yeah. We're literally just talking about you,
just
Bailey.
talking about Bailey. I don't know if you actually just heard that conversation, but we were just chatting about
I just basically said, also as well, just so everyone knows, Bailey's name is not Bailey. It's Chris. But
I did not know that. Hang on, Ragnar's lights are going out.
Yeah, so I was just saying, Bailey, that we were coming to your place to check out your collection, which I was quite excited for. But yeah, go Slytherin, meet up with Michael on the Saturday, meet up with Dan and that, just have a chat, have a laugh, go and get some food, I imagine. I've got to go and pick up my Vivs. I've got an hour window Saturday night to pick up my Vivs, so I've got to take the van to fit your Viv in, as well as the new Vivs, the enclosures I'm getting, so I've got to take my van up.
Oh, yeah.
I was planning on taking Fee's car, but Fee's car wouldn't fit 4 Exoterras and a 4-foot, so I've got to take my van, but that's fine. Yeah, drop off a few animals. That's about it, really, to be honest.
See, I won't say what it is, but that is cool. I think you know what it is as well, to be fair. We won't. I think he wants to do his reveals and things like that, but yeah, shout out. That's cool. It doesn't have the same ring to it.
I don't know what doesn't have the same ring to it. Oh, Chris's backgrounds.
Oh, right, I see.
No,
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
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 Chris's custom cribs.
builds.
Chris's custom cribs. Yeah.
But then that might make him sound like he builds new builds.
I'm pretty sure he's a chippy.
Oh, right, okay. So maybe it's accurate then. All right, fair enough.
I'm pretty sure he's a chippy or something similar. So yeah. But yeah, Bailey's coming up on the Sunday, I believe. So see Bailey again. And then obviously you're coming up on the Sunday, so
yeah, we're in for a long day that day, but it's going to be worth it. So essentially I'm going to be getting back from Cyprus, hopefully, if we're on time, on the 17th at about midnight, maybe between midnight and 1 a.m. I'm going to come home. I'm going to attempt to sleep for 2 or 3 hours. I think what I'm probably going to do, because at first I said Jacob's going to come pick me up at 5 and then we'll go, but he does have to come south for us to then go back basically past his house again. So I might just drive to his first. And then, go from Exeter all the way up to Old Donny or wherever it is. I think it's about a 5-hour drive. So I'm going to try and get some kip in the car on the way up. Spend the day there, which is going to be sick. Obviously, me and you have got ideas for some content creation as well, because we're about that life. Well, it's not what you were saying before this.
You're about that life. It's not even before this. I said to you when we were talking about it, I was like, I don't really know if I'm going to film or not.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But anyway.
And then we're going to spend however long there, and then we're going to drive back that same day. So the only problem leaving these windows open and having lights on is I'm getting bitter now. But anyway, it's going to be a sick day. Do I have plans for bringing anything home? Well, the good news is that I don't think my missus is watching this. I think she's watching something about a haunted countryside home or whatever she likes watching. So,
but yours once you bring the new animal home.
Yeah, probably. Do I have plans? I've got a couple of little ideas in my head, but whether they happen or not is another question. They probably will. I'm not going to lie to you. Obviously, because of what we spoke about in the last one, it's not going to be bringing home a new snake or a new monitor lizard or something. If it's going to be anything, it's going to be something that can go in a current enclosure, or it's going to be maybe an invert or something. something small, because again, what I'm trying to do at the minute is upgrade whoever I've got already, as opposed to bringing anyone big home. So I've got more to do. The missus is getting it goes, well, if she kills me, then yeah, she will.
Easy to feed.
Yeah. What are you planning on picking up? So one of them was, everyone will be shocked to know, Paul's idea. So that little terrarium that I made with the rubber duckies in it, if you know, you know, he suggested a millipede. Rubber ducks. Yeah, buddy. I've already got rubber ducks. Don't worry about it.
You're getting some isopods.
I am getting some isopods, to be fair, and they're going in the new enclosure that I showed you earlier on. So yeah, so I'm not putting any wild types in there. I'm putting some fancy ones in there. Oh, hang on, before we go to that one. So Michael said what you planned. Yeah, so possibly a millipede for that terrarium, because I think that'd be cool. I do like him, but your idea at first was a scorpion. I think that'd be sick, and I'd be happy with that. But I don't think the missus would. If I was to come home with a scorpion, she'd probably not be happy. I might ask, you know what I mean, just to test the waters a little bit. I'll say, look, it won't get out. It can't climb glass. I'll build a little, you know, a lid.
Scorpion, yeah, be all right with scorpion.
They can't climb the glass, can they?
No.
No. The likelihood is she'll say no, but it's worth an ask. If no, I would maybe like a millipede to go in there. I think that'd be quite cool, because you said they're really active as well, didn't you?
At night, they can be, yeah. Depending on the species. Obviously, some species are burrowing species and they just stay down.
Yeah.
But some come out and about and they're quite active.
Well, luckily, because I'm probably going to be with you a lot of the day, I'll ask your advice anyway. I'll go, does that one stay out, Paul? And you'll go, no, you idiot. That's not even real. That's a stuffed toy. And I'll go, oh, okay.
Get a Scolopendra.
That's a centipede, isn't it?
Maybe.
Nah, no chance. I ain't doing that. Not even I would want that. I think someone also said, oh yeah, it was Michael again. Spider. Possibly. But when I say spider, I mean jumping spider. If I can get a sweet little jumping spider with like an enclosure as well, like ready-made, then I would like to bring one of those home as well. Who else has been saying?
There are.
Hey!
Huh? Bam! I'm just answering him.
All right.
They're literally called whipped scorpions. Yeah.
Dan, that didn't take long, did it? Got tarantulas for sale, but if you want one, I can't, mate. I can't get this. It's not happening, mate. I'd get, my missus would divorce me.
I'll be bringing a tarantula with me on the way up to the show.
Or is it for someone? Is it? That's for Michael, isn't it? Or is it? Am I talking shit? Yeah. And then whips out scorpions. That would be quite cool as well.
If you can find one. Yes.
Vinegar
runes are really cool.
They are cool, actually.
Whip scorpions, like the actual cave whip scorpions, I really like them too. They're cool.
Sorry, I'm late. It's all right, mate. No worries. I can see.
Thank you for joining the good channel.
I was about to say, I can see you're watching from Paul's channel as well. I won't hold it against you at the minute, maybe in the future, but you know, it is what it is. Thought the rack was full. Now, it's not. I've sold a couple of snakes. A couple of them went the other day, so that was good. And it was to a lady who literally said she's not planning on breeding. Like she just wants to have some pet snakes, and she fell in love with the banana, which sounds awful. The banana morph snake. She took that home, and she loves him. What a guy!
Nice.
He sold a few on his. Yeah, sold. I did. I sold. I sold them. You still got the female. I've got two female pieds. They're both female pastel pieds. Why are you interested, snakes? Michael? They are the money snakes. They are. Yeah, he needs to make rubies. Right. I've already got the rubber duckies, mate. Did you not see the last video? They're the wild type rubber duckies. Racks for the win. Right. So it's taken us 40 minutes, but we haven't actually got into the main topic of today's podcast. So, ladies and gents,
the topic is Paul doesn't have Lucozade and he's very sad.
Oh.
Won the lemon planner and I'm almost out.
He came here to drink lemon Fanta and fuck shit up, and he's nearly out of lemon Fanta.
I am nearly out, which makes me sad. All work and no lemon Fanta makes poor sad boy.
I don't really like lemon Fanta, to be honest. I'm not a big fan of things like that. I like the Fanta fruit twist, the orange, but I don't do the.
I'm about to go. You're
Are you ready?
Great.
Look at that one. Oh, God. Look at that.
Stitch. Honestly, Fee, I didn't think I could love you more, but now, I might get like heart palpitations. I'm about to die. Fee, honestly, Fee is the best girlfriend in the entire world. Anyway,
so
panicking. I got loads. Oh, fucking hell, I'm actually dying. Carry on.
I agree. So the main topic that, again, here's where we could possibly start getting deep again. The topic I wanted to talk to you about was, from pretty much early doors we started talking, one of the biggest things that was going through your head most of the time, and I don't think it does anymore as such, because you sort of come to your conclusion, but we'll find out, is adequate enclosures for more animals or bigger enclosures for less animals. That is, I think you always had the answer in your head. It was just whether you were going to go through with it or not. Is that right?
No. I've always thought less animals in big enclosures is the right way to go.
Yeah.
I've just never done it.
Right.
Now, what do you define as a big enclosure?
Well, this is it. Because it doesn't really end, does it?
Exactly. Like, for me, why would you want to bring...
That's what it's all about. We've got to get into the unfiltered stuff now.
Ridder's bringing up a topic that I talk about every single podcast. Yeah. What do you deem as a big enclosure? Like, it's all relative. I mean, I'm very extreme. Like, for most people, they go, "Yeah, that's okay," and I don't think it is. There's a wasp, son of a bitch. He's come for the lemon Fanta. Better than the hornet we had last week.
Yeah, that was savage.
But anyway, like you've said on last episode that 4x2x2 for a royal you'd be happy with. Like, I wouldn't be at all. So
I was about to say, I think then if the question isn't what is a big enclosure, then what's an adequate enclosure? Then I guess what would we define as adequate? But again, does that vary by the person, or should we have minimum standards?
I think if an animal looks small in an enclosure, then I'm paying attention to the wasp to make sure I don't die. But I think if an animal looks smaller in an enclosure, then it's a good size.
Yeah.
You know, there's levels. There's levels to keeping. So, for example, Mango's 6x4x6 is a good size enclosure for Mango.
Mm-hmm.
It's an incredible size enclosure for some tree monitors.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a magnificent enclosure for some Gillinai.
Yeah.
You know, no one's sticking Gillinai in 6x4x6. I think Kenneth Jensen has a pretty close to that for Gillinai. So fair play to him.
Yeah.
If we all kept to pool standards, then we'd all have 4 animals. Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
And I'm realistic with it. Like, I don't expect people to be like me. And I like to think that I don't push my opinions too much. When it comes to enclosure sizes, I don't. There are things that I do push, but enclosure.
Well, yeah,
I don't.
UVB.
Yeah, like for me, thoughts on a corn snake in a 40-gallon. I don't know what 40-gallon is. I think that's a
18x18. 4x18x18. I think. I'm not sure.
I think that's okay.
Mm.
For me, I had a corn snake in a 4x2x2.
Yeah.
And it was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't incredible. I don't like keeping snakes captive because snakes, when they're out and about doing snaky stuff, they seem so big.
Yeah.
And like, you can't sit there now and say to me a royal being active in a 4x2x2 looks small. 36x18x18. Yeah, that's even worse. That's too small.
Oh, is that a 3x2? A
Yeah,
3x18
so 3
by
by
18?
18 by 18. Yeah, so basically 48 by 18 by 18, I would say is a minimum for a corn snake. Yeah, it's 3 foot. Yeah, so I would say 40-gallon breeder then would be a minimum for a corn snake. But like I said, you can't tell me that your royal's out and about in a viv. You can't look at that and go, oh yeah, this is massive.
Yeah,
because the snake's as long as the viv.
Yeah,
if not longer.
Yeah.
And the viv is like probably this wide, and like a big girthy female royal. Like for me, I can't fathom that. Like when I used to have the bredals, I had it in a 4x2x3, so 4 foot long, 2 foot deep, 3 foot tall. And I had a couple of snake people say to me, "Yeah, it's perfect, like it's great." And when he was coiled up in a tiny little ball under one little spot, I was cool with that. Like the enclosure is massive, but when he was out and about, I was like, I can't do this. This snake needs a same size as mangoes, and I'm not gonna give that to a snake, and that's very selfish of me. But that's my line.
Yeah.
So I moved him on. UVB and a heat source is the best way to start. I like the bigger and the better, obviously. But it's all relative. Like I'm at a place now where I have no need to buy new animals, but all of my animals are in enclosure that I think 95% of the population would say is adequate. 95% of reptile keepers would look at every animal in my collection, if we're calling it that, and go, yeah, that's a good or that's an adequate setup. They all have halogens, they all have T5, they all have LEDs. Some of them have multiples of both, or all three. Mango has two 100-watt LED floods, one 50-watt LED plant grow, two 54-watt UVBs, two 50-watt halogens, and a 150-watt water heater. Just mango. That's over 1,000 watts. That's like half of a kettle all day.
Yeah.
Just for mango. And, it cost me an arm and a leg, but that's how you got to do it properly.
Well, yeah. It's not a cheap hobby at the end of the day, is it?
Yeah, basically, and then we'll talk about cage size. It's really don't really have to tell myself. Yeah. But the thing is, that's the thing. Like, I'll happily sit here and say I think 4x2x2 is way too small for a royal. I also think it's too small for a lot of species. I like 3 foot tall. 3 foot tall for me is a good size enclosure. But at the end of the day, if someone else is happy keeping that, but like, how do you define if your animal's happy? Like, if you might be happy keeping it in there, but how do you define that your captive is getting all that it needs? Because that's what it comes down to, giving them enough space to be able to do all that they want to do.
Then again, that comes to that whole question again of how big do you go then if that's the case? You just let them roam around an entire bedroom because
because they can swim 100 meters in a 25-meter pool. You just have to do 4 laps. So you don't have to give them a 100-meter pool. Someone said that to me, and that resonated a lot. Like Mango doesn't need an Olympic-sized pool.
Yeah,
she can do the same amount of lengths as long as she can swim. If she can't swim, then she can't swim. So
I think a lot of it also it's about utilizing the space as well. If you've got a 4x2x2, let's just say for a lizard, like you've said to me before multiple times, climbable walls, you want different layers, levels, you want cork hides, you want cork hollow tube, you want layers, levels, because you've essentially just like doubled, if not tripled, the floor space that they can utilize.
But then how do you apply that to a snake? Especially a heavy body snake.
I guess like some stronger branches you could do, like different layers, levels, like intertwining sections,
100%.
Possibly.
But then it's
like something I would like to get into a bit more. Like I say, my biggest female is currently in an enclosure that is still too small for her. It's a 4x18x18, but at the minute it's the only one that she can go in. She's going to be going into a 4x2x2. The plan is to give her as much climbing opportunity as possible, and if that's intersecting, logs and things to climb on, and a sky hide, I'd like to invest in a bigger sky hide as well, and just giving her basically any opportunity I can just to do what she wants, really. Like at the minute, when we say it's relative, this is very, very apt for that, because at the minute I see her in the 4x18x18 and I do go, oh, that's cool. I know she needs bigger. It's not that she wants bigger. She needs bigger. But because of the way I still keep some others, not saying the R word, that's the next step for me. Do you know what I mean? So even though I know that's not big enough for her, I think about the snakes that are downstairs and I go, that's quite cool. And I can't wait for everyone else to be in bigger enclosures. Because what's going to happen soon is when I get another 4x2x2, in actual fact, I'm getting 2, which is quite cool. So one of the beardies is in a 4x18x18. She's going in one of the 4x2x2s, which means I've got a spare 4x18x18 for a male royal is going to go in there. I'm going to put a male in there. And then with the second 4x2x2, I'm going to put my biggest female royal in there, meaning then there's a spare 4x18x18 for another, possibly another male or something like that. And slowly, I'm either going to be building my own enclosures or acquiring as many 4x2x2s as I can. And that's the plan at the minute. But is that adequate?
Just stop you a second because I was reading. So what you're putting one royal into the 4x2x2, another royal in the 4x2x2, and then leaves the 4x18x18.
No. So I'm going to have 2 spare 4x18x18s.
Yeah, what's going in the 4x2x2s? Just because I was reading.
A beardie.
Oh, that's fine. That's right. That's right. Yeah. I heard the rest. I missed the first one. Yeah. I'm back on board.
Yeah. And like we say, is that adequate? Some people will say yes. Others, like yourself, will say no. Will it make me happier? Yes, it will. It will make me feel less guilty about the way I keep my animals.
But then does that even come into it?
And that's the problem. It's not about me at the end of the day, is it? Like it's about the animals. But as it stands at the moment, if it's what I can give them, and then the other thing that comes into it as well is if I go, well, I can't give them bigger than 4x2x2, I'm going to sell them. What's the chances someone's going to put them in bigger than a 4x2x2 as opposed to straight back into a new rack?
You're just passing the blame, though.
You are, definitely. But
don't get me wrong, mate. I didn't start out keeping Mango in a 6x4x6.
Yeah.
She started out in a 6x2x2 for a week. Then she was in a 6x3x3 for quite a while. Then she was in an 8x3x3 for 6 months. And now she's in the 6x4x6. Progression.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah. That's what I'm looking at right now. It's
not stagnation.
And just it's all about the progression.
Yeah, and just because everything I own currently is inadequate doesn't mean that that's the line. I might not upgrade anybody for now 2 years. I have a lot of younger animals, so it'll be sooner than that. But just say, as soon as Gil and I hatch and sell, touch wood, I'm buying 2 new enclosures. Those 2 new enclosures will be for the Ackies and they'll be for my tree monitors. Or my tree monitor, Kermit. And then Cada goes into Kermit's enclosure. And I've upgraded 3 animals in 2 vivs. And great, perfect. And I still don't know what size to go for the tree monitors because one space, if I'm honest, with the species that I have, I want to give the tree monitors a 6 foot tall, 6 foot wide, 3 foot deep is what I want to give my pair of tree monitors.
Yeah.
I can give them that, but then that means I probably have to sell 2 mangroves in order to free up the space for the tree monitors. Also, I don't own my house. I keep putting all these 3-4 foot deep enclosures in. They don't fit through doors. So when I come to move, everything's just rubbish. It's gone. I could probably dismantle it and rebuild it. So I'm thinking maybe I go 2.5 foot deep because then it will fit through doors.
Yeah.
So I go 6x6 by 2.5. Still a good size. But then I'm like, if I go 6x3, 6 foot long, 3 foot tall, 2.5 foot deep for my Ackies. And then on top of that, 6 foot long, 2.5 foot deep, 5 foot tall for my tree monitors. And then they're 3 foot off the floor. They feel like they're 8 foot up.
Yeah.
And then I have 2 enclosures in the same footprint. And I don't want to do that because I just want a floor to ceiling enclosure. But then also I have too many animals. So a line has to be drawn. And then I would say, okay, I'm going to put my tree monitors in a 6 foot long, 2.5 foot deep, 5 foot tall, just 2 Precinos, and they're going to be 2 to 3 foot off the floor, probably 3 foot off the floor. So they'll be up to 8 foot tall. And people are like, oh, cool. Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, my Aki's going in a 6 foot long, 2.5 foot deep, 3 foot tall. Oh, that's amazing. But for me, the Aki I'd be happy with, but the tree monitors I wouldn't be happy with. But then that's also a stepping stone. You know, that's not going to be forever. When I move again, hopefully we'll either 1, own a place, or 2, I'll have a facility. So I can just build in walk-ins. My goal is to have every single species into a walk-in enclosure. That's my long-term goal.
From the tiny Gillanai up to the big mangrove.
Everything. And everything being the same size.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's a Gillanai, so I'll make it a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Just everything, have a footprint of like 8 by 8 by 8, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You know, and some people
That's
might be
the
like,
dream.
some people that might be stupid. Give the Gillanai 4 by 4 by 4, or 4 by 4 by 8, and then you can give the mangroves 12 by 4 by 8 or whatever, or 12 by 12 by 8. I'll work it out because I'm not there yet. But having everything in a walk-in habitat would be my long-term goal. But I'm nowhere near there, and it's all well and good going, oh yeah, but I'll upgrade tomorrow and I'll do this and I'll do that. Tomorrow never comes. Like, I was meant to upgrade Kermit 4 months ago. Life got in the way. Like, fell fat on my ass money wise. You know, bills still have to be paid. Animals still have to be fed. So the spare money that I was hoping to have went on paying my rent. That's the truth of the matter. And I haven't been able to upgrade Kermit. And I hate his enclosure. I hate it. I hate looking at him as in his enclosure. And a lot of people are like, it's okay. I don't think many people would say it's great, but it's okay. It's better than some, but better than some is irrelevant.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me. Like, because someone's keeping a tree monitor in a 10 by 10 by 10 or a 4 by 2 by 4, it's irrelevant to me. It's not my tree monitor. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused, because they go, oh, somebody else is keeping like this, or somebody else is keeping like that. You're better than this person, or you're almost as good as it. That's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
It doesn't change the way your animal is living.
No. And I'm in a very privileged position that I have a big reptile room.
Yeah.
And I have the opportunity to just go, do you know what? Fuck it. And strip right down to 6 massive enclosures. But then obviously it would mean I have to rehome some animals. Quite a few animals.
And this is where, and this is what we've done here is we've gone back to the original point. What do you do?
At the minute, nothing, because no one needs to be upgraded. And I keep going until I run out of space.
Yeah.
And that's what I do.
Do you think we, as reptile keepers, reptile hobbyists, this is going on from a point you made earlier, do we worry too much about our happiness with keeping the animals as opposed to the animals? So seeing the animal in this enclosure will make me a lot happier.
Yeah. Reptile keeping is one of the most selfish hobbies in the world. Yeah. Like, the whole concept of keeping animals in boxes is ludicrous.
Yeah.
I'm part of it and I love it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm basically on Sunday, I'm going to do a solo Sunday and go into the philosophy of reptile keeping, because we just, too often for example, someone will be like, oh, I'm after a monitor lizard that can be socialized. I really like mangroves. Okay. Mangroves don't.
One or the other.
Mangroves aren't to be socialized. And then you'd expect that person to go, okay, mangroves probably aren't for me then. Keep less, sleep better, enjoy it. 100%, mate. And I've probably got one of the smallest collections currently that I've ever had. I still have quite a big collection.
But you're happier for it.
I'll make this point, and otherwise I'm going to forget. But maybe my mangrove will be different. No. Maybe it will. But you're buying an animal and you're setting yourself up for failure. 2 months down the line, how do I get it to like me? I never see it. Like, you're buying an animal based off its looks. Fine. You have to like what you like and like to look at it.
Yeah.
But this species' natural ecology is to be shy and hide, especially when they're young. Who are you to take that from that animal? It's a wild animal. If you're in the States, you might have F1, maybe F2 captive bred, but it's a wild animal. Like, you are not doing any benefit to that lizard by stripping it of its natural wants and needs so you can see it. Because, yes, okay, they have to become accustomed to captivity because they don't have a choice, but I just think we can do it in a bit better of a way than people go about doing it now. And it's one of the...
The way that because I agree with you entirely, and obviously Roughnecks have got a similar sort of attitude, I guess you could call it. So with that being said, I planned her enclosure knowing that I might not see her that much, but also she can see me and hide if she still needs to anyway. So where I'm sat right now, I'm sat next to her. Her little face is literally poking out of her cork hide. She's fast asleep. The lights are out. She's fast asleep. But that's only because I've sat here so many times and done things on my laptop, done things, you know what I mean? Like been in the reptile room cleaning and just let her see me, just being in her presence, just chucked her some food and things like that. Now, I've had her for over 2 years now. It wasn't an overnight success to get her to sit near me and be able to just fall asleep whilst I'm sat here chatting shit to someone. Do you know what I mean? Has it taken longer? Yes. Is it worth it? 100%. Because like you've said before, these are animals that will hopefully live for years and years. So if, 5% of their life is spent hiding from you and being scared, it's worth it for the other.
Well, even if 25%, even if 50%, like if you're buying an animal that's shy, deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, my animal's really shy and I never see it. So I've had this great idea to put it in a completely empty enclosure so it has to socialize with me. But I don't know where this has come from. Like, I don't know who we think we are that we can like strip these animals down to like bare bones basics just so they have like no other stimulus other than their keeper. Oh, wow, my lizard's come on leaps and bounds. It's climbing out on me. Oh, fucking course it is. You're keeping it like shit.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things I don't concern myself with it because I try not to feed that wolf, because when I feed that wolf in my brain, I just get like so upset with herpetoculture. And the biggest and best thing I've ever done is taken a step back from social media. I still post and stuff, but I don't look at any of it. I don't look at any of it because for the most part, people try and most people keep animals wrong. Myself being one of them, like I'm sure I keep wrong to certain people, but when I see an animal in a empty enclosure with no UVB, I get mad and I get annoyed and I get sad and I don't want that energy.
Of course.
Because then I just feel guilty about my own animals because I can't change that animal's life. I can post content and hope people see my content and hope by proxy people go, oh, well, Paul keeps with lots of lights and Paul keeps like this. And these animals seem really active and bright and happy and colorful. I've taken myself from that and I don't concern myself with the issues of others anymore. Like, I actually pick and choose kind of what messages I reply to now. I used to reply to every single person, but had someone message me today and they were literally like, how do I care for a tree monitor? I was like, fuck off, delete. Like,
Google it.
Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't got time to sit and type out a tree monitor care guide for you and then you don't even reply. Feels dirty being here. I don't know what's going on.
What a guy. Oh, look at him. He's streaming from me. What a guy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Matt,
yeah.
come back, Matt. Get off the dark side.
No.
As much as I think natural habit. Anyway,
hang on, let's just have a look. So Viv Vision's okay. Yeah, wish I never rushed into getting all the animals so quickly, but here we are, 17 strong. Same. That's exactly what I did, and we're not the only ones that have ever done it. It's as simple as that. Now we've just got to deal with that. Yeah, go on.
On that, every single reptile keeper and their dog, they've done that, right? Yeah. Every single reptile keeper has got to a position where they've gone, do you know what? Yeah, I need that animal. I need that animal. And then when you get to like where I am, or keepers older than me or more experienced than me, you talk to, like, I have these people on my podcast and I get to pick their brains. And every single one of them, like Jonas is saying in here, a much more experienced keeper than I am, someone who I deem now as a mentor, he's like, less is more.
Yeah.
Keep less, do better. You get to these places when you're all bright-eyed and bushy and you start keeping reptiles, it seems so exciting to buy every single flavor of every single species.
Yeah.
And then when you realize you can't do every single species well, you can only do species adequately, then you start to, you know what, I fucked up. And you've got two choices. You sacrifice. Like, I don't see my friends. I don't go out. Me and Fee don't go anywhere. Like, I don't have any money, but I do my reptiles to the best of my ability. And no one can say different. I put time and money into my reptiles. I don't even get 10 minutes to sit down and watch TV. And when people are like, oh, yes, you... No, I fucking don't. Like, to take the time out to do this and do my podcast Sunday fucks me for 3 days because I haven't done what I need to do. And that is what it takes. And if you're not doing that, either one, you've got a good collection to the point where you can juggle it, or two, something somewhere is being sacrificed. There is no middle ground. Obviously, like I say, one or two animals, it's a bit different. But if you're not in your room every night doing waters, cleaning, picking poo, feeding, checking, are you doing it right? It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. People don't realize, like, these animals, like, I can't, like, me going away for one night to go to IHS, I'm very thankful that Fee's capable of looking and spotting, and she's great that she actually is intuitive to the reptiles, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But without that, I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
What have we missed on comment-wise?
Well, to be fair, one good one, which I resonate with a little bit, is it's hard thing, but I love them all the same. That's the problem. Like, for me, obviously, I've said it before, I've named all of these snakes. I know them. I know their personalities. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've raised them from when they were quite small. Now to have them online and up for sale, like Bjorn is the banana. He was one of the ones that I sold the other day. I was gutted. I knew he was going to a good home because she even said, she was like, he's going to start in a rub, but he's going to end up in a Viv. And I was like, cool. He's going to a better place than where he is with me. But still, part of me was handing over this snake and I was going, but it's better for the snake as opposed to better for me. This is what I was saying about our happiness. You know what I mean? Like, but then at the same time, if I keep him here, I know I can't give him that good of an enclosure right now. So I don't know. It's a tough
I'll play devil's advocate for that, and then I want to come back to Bam's point. But I'll play devil's advocate for that because if you loved it that much, you would find space.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
And I've rehomed animals. Like, this is not an attack on you. I have rehomed animals. And I don't believe you love them all the same. I don't. And if you do, fair enough. But for me and my personal collection, there are some that don't get as much attention as others. Yeah. And now, I don't know you that well with Visions. Obviously, we've spoken a little bit. So if you're dedicating the exact amount of time every single day to the exact different animals, fair fucking play. But for me personally, there are some animals that get less interaction, less time, less critical care than others. Like, when I get home, the first thing I want to do is play with my Gillenai. Yeah. That's the first thing I want to do. Like, forget everybody else. I want to play with my Gillenai. Once I've played with my Gillenai, I'll go and see Mango, and then I'll play with the tree monitors. That's the truth. Like, I really adore my Bosque. I really like my Beachthroat. I love my mangroves. Yeah. But I don't see them, so I don't do anything with them. So I can't build that connection and that relationship with an animal that I don't see, that I don't know. So those animals aren't as bonded to me, and I'm not as bonded to them. And going back to Bam's point where he says, as much as I think natural habit needs to be considered in the setup, but beyond that, I think captivity is something very different to living in the wild. And then there's a certain trade-off that is going to happen, and I don't think animals necessarily miss having. No, and I 100% agree, but I just don't think we should fast forward that stressful transition from the wild to captivity. That's all my point with it. Like, I believe captivity in the right hands is better for some or most species, but they have to be transitioned correctly. You can't just go, right, captivity.
Straight into a tank.
Because they're going to be like,
there.
fight or flight, or they're going to be in freeze. Like, these animals can't process it, you know, like we can't imagine your first day when you go back to school, like first day at secondary school, you're shitting yourself. Imagine what these animals are processing and feeling, because they're cognitive, you know, they're conscious.
Yeah, of course.
So it's just one of those things, you know. But anyway, I'm ranting, but
no, that's what this podcast is all about, to be fair. It's paying my cousin to watch my dog and lizards when I go away more than a weekend. It's dedication. Yeah. Everyone has a favourite. Yeah, that's true. I tend to all the animals once a day, check on them. I mean, yeah, the beardy is out more than the anaconda. Yeah, well, that's it. You know, I mean, and
doesn't mean you like it less.
Yeah. But going back to your point where you said if I loved the animal that much, I'd make space. Yes, I agree. Because there are some snakes in this rack that aren't going anywhere. They're just not going anywhere. It's as simple as that. He was one of the ones that I could let go. Does that mean I feel okay about it? No. Do I feel more okay about that than letting, for example, my first ever royal go? Yes. So it's all about like the sort of which ones are you willing to sacrifice and move on for the better of the ones that I know I'm going to keep at the end of the day. I think that's what a lot of it comes down to for me. And again, this all comes down to the fact that I shouldn't have got so many in the first place. You know what I mean?
But 100%.
But I'm in the position now. Do you know what I mean? So and what this boils down to is the times that you said before. We're all sort of on the same journey, but some are further ahead than others. So you've done this in the past. You had too many animals. You know, you had to move some on, unfortunately, and here you are now with less, but you prefer it. That's pretty much the position I'm trying to get into, you know, which is why I've said to myself, no more big animals like with new enclosures until I've sorted everyone else out here. So
that's the better attitude though, because like I don't think you can, in good faith, get a new animal when you have animals in subpar conditions. I don't think that's right. Like, and that's to anybody, myself included. If you have an animal in subpar conditions and you're buying a new animal, it's selfish. It's nothing else but selfish.
Yeah.
And like it, lump it, I don't care. That is
Unfiltered.
The reality of the situation. Like, it's selfish. If you have an animal that needs an upgrade, then you're going to shell out 200, 300, 400, 500 quid on something else, or even if you're only shelling out 150 quid, if that 150 quid could have, you go on Facebook Marketplace, you can get a 6x2x2 for 50 quid. No excuse. Oh, it's only 150 quid. It's only 150 quid. Like, no excuse. No excuse. Save the 150 quid. Wait for 6x2x2 to come up. You already have the lighting in the old enclosure. Upgrade the fucking animal. Don't.
Oh,
my Luke said it's all right.
I was about to say, is it arrived?
Thank you.
Oh, look at that. There we go.
I'll stop moaning now because I've got Luke said.
But it's like we had the conversation recently where I was just sat in the well, it was actually in the games room, that one, and I was just watching Milk Snake because she was out and about in her enclosure that's fully kitted out, and the leopard gecko who's in a good size enclosure. It's got logs, it's got climbing opportunities, and I was just watching them and really appreciating what I've now given them compared to when I first started this reptile journey. And now I'm also very excited about with just the idea. I haven't even done it yet. Putting the beardy into a new enclosure, a bigger enclosure. I haven't even done it yet, but the thought of it makes me really happy, you know. And it's just these little things, like, because obviously we've been speaking about the upgrade you've done as well, and things like that. And I think that feeling lasts longer. I think we've said that already. Like the feeling of upgrading an animal you've currently got is nicer than getting the new animal immediately.
Yeah, and but it's like Bailey said, like literally, it's a lifestyle. You come in, you have to check on everybody. You have to do everything. Like I haven't checked on my Ackies today.
Yeah,
I just haven't had time because I'm doing this. Because I got in, played with my killer and then I had played with my tree monitors, checked on them.
Yeah,
and then I had a little check on Mango, and then I had a quick go feed with Toad, and then time was up. But my lights don't go off until 10:30. Like they're 10 till 10, so I can spend 5 hours in the evening because I get in about 5.
Yeah,
and I'll spend the whole time most days doing my reptile stuff, and sometimes I wish I don't have to do it, and sometimes I do just fuck it.
Yeah.
But then you're like, I have to do this sort of stuff, and I don't think it all sounds great when you're like, oh yeah, you know, like how cool is this lizard or how cool is this snake, and I can. Then when it comes into practice and you actually have to put in work, and you especially when you're trying to de-evolve a species to fit a niche that fits you rather than it, you know, that puts in time, it puts in effort, it puts in work. And I think a lot of people don't realize. I was talking to someone today, and basically you have to let people make their mistakes. It's pointless me going, oh, by the way, you'll get to a point where you go less animals in bigger enclosures is better, because you're not going to listen. You know, mistakes are there to be made. People learn from it. I feel like starting the hobby older helps people.
Yeah.
But if you start in your 20s, you're probably going down shit's creek, and then you're going to end up sorting yourself out a bit as the longer you've been keeping. And it, like you say, it's about enjoying your animals. And like I can sit in my room and watch Mango climb up and down, and even if she's just sat on a log and doing nothing, because I'm proud of how I'm keeping her, I can enjoy it, you know.
Or chucking a massive bag of leaf litter in there for her to crunch through.
And then she escapes. She broke out yesterday.
Did she?
Day before? Oh, I say broke out. I undone the door.
Yeah.
She's getting quite good now, not coming out when I'm just spraying. She's calming down quite a lot, to be fair. I still wouldn't put my hand in there, but she's still calming down. And I was spraying her, and she was like, yeah, I'm coming out. And I was like, fuck's sake. So I tried to push her back in. And then she like bit my foot. And I was like, fine, fuck off. And then she's just roaming around the room. And I've got an empty enclosure at the minute with the door open.
Yeah.
She just decided to like take an adventure through there. So I took a video, piss take. And I was like, oh, mangroves in 3x2x3s. What do we all think? I haven't posted it yet. But and then I had to go and defrost some fucking fish to get her back into her enclosure. And at the time, it was like, oh, for fuck's sake, Mango. But then it's like, I had the doors open and the windows open. And I was like, oh, I need to shut the doors and shut the windows. And but that's what it is. That's, you know, that time with her is better than sitting down and watching fucking EastEnders or some shit.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
definitely. And that's the thing. That's why I'm. Oh no. Oh, his first comment. His first
saved
comment.
Me.
Yeah, look at that.
I would have had no toe. She saved me.
My knob decided to hang on my finger. Yeah, not ideal, really. I can't imagine that felt great.
The mangrove on my finger was the worst bite I've ever had. So
Niles for you, baby.
I've got custom. I can't think what they're called, like the pop-in bits for Crocs with my logo. This logo for my Crocs now.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, cool.
Fuck off. What to do with horror?
I have no idea. Still don't know.
Exactly. I'm not taking fucking criticism from you. You think I'm worried?
Someone that hasn't had a haircut in like 8 weeks. Awful.
Oh, mate, I get my haircut like twice a year, so don't worry about it.
Awful.
I don't know what we're talking about now, but.
Well, this is what I mean, like, because obviously we're saying about being able to sit and watch your animals. There's only a few that I can do that at the moment. And I'm hoping to get that to the point where I've got an entire room of animals that I can see, even if they're hiding. Like, that's one of my favorite things about this new, well, it's not new, it's new for me, like the really going out there and putting, you know, a lot more effort and thought and time and natural stuff into my enclosures, because even if you can't see the animal, it's still a nice thing to look at anyway. Like my most recent setup, the one I sent you a video of earlier on, mate, I'm buzzing.
Yeah,
I am
good.
gassed. Like, even if I'm not going to say what the animal is, but again, some people know. Even if that one / they are hiding, I every time I've walked into that room since I finished that earlier on, I just stop and go, sick.
It's a nice enclosure.
Yeah, and it's given me inspiration to do some other stuff as well. So, oh, hello. I nearly got bitten by one of the monkey tails. I'm dreading the day it happens.
Them things are horrid.
They got some big old jaws, haven't they?
Mate, they've got a nasty bite, them things. Like a nasty bite. That's it, gibbets. That's what they're called.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I've got some custom pulse monitors, gibbets. Yeah.
I might get some vinyl stickers for slippers then, I reckon.
Vinyl stickers for slippers.
I don't even know if that's a thing, to be fair.
I feel like just wearing slippers makes you seem like an old man.
Yeah, but I am, though. I'm 30 years old, mate.
You're a year older than me.
I know. You're still a young. You're still a young man. You're in your 20s.
I'm a wee young buck. Just turned 29.
Exactly. Exactly.
I'm in my prime.
To be fair, there was a guy I used to work with at the last job. What was he? I think he was either 2 or 3 years younger than me, and I'd just call him Nipper. Like I'd see him, I go, "All right, Nipper," and he'd just go, "Fuck off! You're like 2 years older than me. Why are you calling me Nipper?"
We call everyone Nip at work.
Yeah, like you're a young man. You know, I said when I was your age, you know, this and that. He'd just look at me and go, just like,
"Mate, I literally, if someone's a year younger than me, they're a kid." I'm like, "Yeah, there's a kid." Like, I'm 28. You reckon monkey tails be worse than say yes. Same size, yes. Yeah. Never been bit by. That's a lie. I was bitten by a green iguana, but it wasn't really a bad bite. But I've been bitten by a green iguana. But I think monkey tails.
Bringing in the serious chat. I think I killed the written chat a little bit. Everyone in the comments, tell us what's the worst bite you've ever had from any animal. Let's go for any animal as opposed to just reptiles. Let's see what we've got. For me personally, it's got to be Ragnar. But luckily, to be fair, she sort of got me like just above the nail, so it didn't quite get any skin and things like that. So that wasn't great. But luckily, she didn't get me seriously. I'd say that was the worst one.
Mine was an adder.
Oh,
twice.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. The comments are coming in. What we got? Dog bite. That's savage. Wasn't that recent? Was that recently?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Because he was telling us about it on your Discord.
Yeah.
Jack Russell Terrier. They're little shits, and I can't imagine that tickled either.
They're ratting dogs, so they got nasty bites.
Yeah. Yeah, little bastards. Everyone else, tell us what's the worst bite you've ever had?
Yeah, the adder was pretty bad.
When was that? Was that recently or?
I was a kid.
Yeah.
She got bit by something. Yeah. She got bit by a millipede today.
I didn't even know you could get bitten by
Neither did I. Like literally,
you do now.
She was like, "Ow, ow," and I took it off her. I was like, "What's wrong?" And she was like, "Do they have sharp legs?" I was like, "Not really. They've got like sticky legs."
Yeah.
Yeah, and she got bit by a millipede.
Maybe it's just something about Fee then.
She doesn't. Myriapods don't like her.
Yeah, bearded dragon.
They are the fastest reptiles on the planet.
They are. So you're not going to outrun that one. Damn. 3 foot alligator. All right, Serenity Dragons, you are currently winning, I think. Only ever got bit by babies, puppy bites, and an angry Yunnan beauty snake. Okay. My worst bite was my anaconda. Shredded my hand and left a few holes for sure. Yeah, see, I can't imagine that's great. An anaconda bite must be, well, filth. Mr. Ken, how big is your anaconda? Took a little chunk out my finger. Yeah, little bastards, mate. Herbivorous insects got nasty jaws when you look up close. Well, that's the thing, but that's if you look up close. So are they big enough to like break skin and actually like hurt?
Didn't break skin, but she had a mark.
It like pinched. Yeah.
Had a mark there.
Boa constrictor. Yeah, see, that's not great either. There's another human cow. It depends. Did you ask? Was this something that you requested? Listen, Gary, Unfiltered, this is a no judgment zone. All right. If that's what you're into, mate, and you asked to get bitten, then it is what it is, my man. She's only 4 foot. Yeah. A 4 foot anaconda bite as opposed to a much larger anaconda bite. Not great.
Whilst you're doing this, I'm going to urinate. I'm professional as always, but it's unfiltered. And I feel like if I do this every episode, then it might be a good running joke.
Yeah. Piss break. Paul's piss breaks.
Paul's piss break. I also might see if we're getting chocolate at the house because I haven't had dinner.
Oh.
I'm on a diet, but I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what I would like you to do is between yourselves come up with 3 amazing questions for when I return to do with reptile keeping in some degree. If there's not 3 questions, then I'm ending the goddamn podcast.
Everyone get your questions in. We need these questions, because if he leaves, that means I've got to go as well. And the sooner I go, the sooner I go to bed. And the sooner I go to bed, the sooner I'm back at work. So I'm going to go solo for a minute whilst we're waiting for him. There's no point in looking at an empty screen. But yeah, get some questions in. Let's go. Reptile related, husbandry, keeping, whatever. Let's get some questions in. I've quite enjoyed the bite one, actually. I wasn't expecting someone to say a goddamn alligator. That is wild. The funniest bite I've ever had was probably the cresty, because it just feels like you're getting gummed. Surely not. No, Gary. See, the thing is, because that's coming from you, I can believe it, but I also don't want to believe that someone in a bar fight would bite your arse cheek. That is wild. Please, Gary, put in the comments now whether you're telling the truth or I believe you, but just confirm. Paul, what was it like when you first be? I'm assuming you're still finishing, because I don't know where we're going with that. Come on, everyone else, let's get some questions in. We don't want him to leave, because otherwise you're going to be stuck with me for another half hour, 45 minutes. There we go. When you first got mango, Paul, how did you feel? Was it overwhelming? That's a good question. I think he's sort of touched on it in the past. Maybe not. I can't remember, but ooh, that's also a good one. Money not an issue. What crocodilian are you keeping? That's a good question. I'm typing on my phone. Mate, I'm the same at work as well. But to be fair, here's one for you all, actually. So I'm going to Cyprus on Saturday for a week. I am tempted. Hang on, this is getting wild. This is wild. So we'll start the fight. Gay bars are wild. Gary, you are one of the most incredible people I was about to say I've ever met, but I've never met you. So you're one of the most incredible people I've never met. That's one of the best stories I've ever heard, and we got it in snippets. Mate, the story that Gary has come out with, right? Hang on, get ready for this. So he said there's another Cuban count.
Yeah.
It was in a bar fight. The dude bit his arse cheek. So already wild. Truth. Oh no, where is it? Truth. It's what started the fight. Gay bars are wild, man. I'm not gay, but it was with a homie. That is, mate. Again, we're not here to judge. We're not judging.
Being gay.
Mate, exactly, mate. That's absolutely superb. We have had a couple of questions, but I was about to ask the people viewing, and I'll ask you as well now that you're here. Obviously, I'm going to Cyprus on Saturday for a week. Do I try? I mean, I already pretty much know the answer anyway. Try and do a herping video in Cyprus.
They even know the native species in England.
I know, but that's why it might be interesting. I'll just go, ladies and gents, look at this. It's a snake.
Did you get sea turtles there?
I don't know about Cyprus. On some of the Greek islands, you do. I know you get them in Zante. For Cyprus, I don't know. What I probably should have done, which is what I was planning on doing, was Googling the native species of Cyprus first and then saying it. But that's just what I do. Right, the questions we had. Paul, what was it like when you first got mango? How did you feel? Was it overwhelming?
B brought caramel ice creams and my life is complete.
Oh.
So when I first got mango, I was scrolling through Pre-Loved, which is like Craigslist over here. Saw a mangrove and I was like, shit, mangroves are so cool. Wow. Went messaged the guy and then I was like, yeah, I'll take her. Obviously knew what mangroves were and stuff, but didn't really work. Went there. One was massive, and one was pretty small. And a dickhead, which was mango. And the massive one had like cuts and scrapes and stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't need that. Because I have a thing about having perfect animals. I don't really like having imperfect animals. Even though Mango's missing a bit of her tail. But anyway, I was like, yeah, cool, I'll get you. And in the meantime, I'd been Googling it, and one of the most renowned mangrove keepers said to me, yeah, 6x2 would be okay for that sort of size animal. Because she's 20, she was about 26 inches when I got her. And my pair of mangroves currently are probably about 26 inches, but they're nowhere near as big as Mango. So length and girth are completely different things. So I got her, I picked her up and went there. And I was like, that's a big lizard. That's a really big lizard. Even though she's not that big, but it was the biggest lizard I'd ever interacted with. Yeah. That was going to be mine. I'd played with bigger lizards anyway. But anyway, got her back, put her in the 6x2, and I was like, this is terrible. So then it ended up costing me like 600 quid plus the cost of Mango in like the space of a week. And she was so feisty and would whip and bite, and I was never scared. I've never been scared of her, but I was like, shit, this lizard is fast and this lizard is angry, because she would charge you, like she would just run at you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. But yeah, it's the best thing I ever did, to be honest.
I'm just getting a picture of Ragnar, who is currently fast asleep. Oh, goodness me. Oh, sorry. Good answer. Good question. Good answer. Oh, bless her. Sorry, did I wake you up, sweetheart? But yes, very good. Right, the next question we got. Money not an issue. What crocodile are you keeping? That's a tough one, because obviously you could go for something a bit smaller and less likely to be able to kill you and go for like a little dwarf caiman of some sort. I think that would be cool. Or you can just go balls to the wall, full on alligator or Cuban croc. Do you know what? I only saw a Cuban croc gallop for the first time in the last few months. Legit. Again, I'm going to get judged for being a noob in this. I didn't know that. It's fucking terrifying.
They're the most athletic crocodiles.
It is unbelievable. Like the first time I saw it, I was like, that's not real. It can't be. That is terrifying. But it is, and it's class.
I'd get a salty.
You'd go full on salty.
Or just have the biggest reptile in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, just get a salty. Yeah, 100%. I would love a Cuvier's dwarf caiman like one day as me. If I ever do end up with a facility, I would love one. But now I'll just go for a salty.
Full on. Money, no object, straight for a salty, yeah. But my concern, but the thing is, that's what I mean. That's the concern for me. Is it's all right. That's money, no object, but you've still got to care for it.
Yeah, I'll be right. I can look after a crocodile.
But you know what I mean? Like the risk factor and things like that. Like it's like, for example, as much as I adore venomous reptiles, I wouldn't keep one because it's not worth the risk for me. So would I keep a saltwater crocodile that could just fuck me up in seconds?
Yeah, the yellow caimans that Bam are on about. The yellow caimans are really cool.
I've still not got down that far, to be fair.
But yeah, I would. I know you're gonna die, mate. At least I'd die by a saltwater croc.
It's one hell of a way to go, to be fair. It's Greece a Balkan country. I should know that. I don't know. Yes?
I don't know.
I should know that, really. What colour is your Cuparis?
Yeah, Riddler. What colour is your Cuparis?
Duckies. So they're yellow and black.
I've got 3 species.
Cypress herpingvid, sweet. Anti-gang. Oh, shit. According to Wikipedia, Cyprus has sea turtles. Okay, that's cool.
Look at me.
That's
big
cool.
brain.
Yeah, they never miss leg day. Look at Cuban women. I love Gary so much, honestly. What a guy. Me would be the Cuban or the yellow caiman species. That's cool. There was once terrestrial crocodiles. Yeah, see, I know the ones you're on about. I have seen of them before. Like, I know about them. But it's almost less less crazy because obviously we know they don't exist anymore. So when you see a current crocodilian that would literally gallop at you, imagine that being one of the last things you ever see. A crocodilian literally galloping at you. That is wild to me. Absolutely wild. Nope. I can't remember what that was about.
Can't remember what it was about. Oh, nope, never.
Yeah, nope, never.
Probably about the clock.
Powder blue. Serpentine. Riddler, if you're going to Cyprus, it would be really cool if you find whip snakes. Whips. Right, later on when I go to bed, I say later on, it's past my bedtime already. Later on, I'm going to Google, I could probably do it now to be fair, but I won't do it now, the native reptile species. Now that does mean getting up early, because obviously like dawn herping, they're not really going to be out that much during the midday Cyprus heat, are they?
Whips will.
Oh. But then am I going to want to be walking around in the midday sun in Cyprus? That's the other question.
You're probably better off going like early morning, not like early morning, not sunrise, but after the sun's been up like an hour.
I could probably do that. But what about dusk? Is that as good or not as good? Is dawn better?
You can road cruise and stuff, but I would say as the sun comes up. I don't know the species you have there.
Me neither. By rupees. What's that?
That's that spider.
What spider?
The species he's talking about there.
Oh, right.
That's not focusing. Yeah, not focusing. Got electric blue legs.
Dwarf caiman. Yeah. There's actually a dwarf caiman at Exeter Exotics near me, to be fair. It's really cool.
There's a couple of pet shops my way that have dwarf caimans.
Also have recurved. Yeah, if you get, yeah. Wasn't what's his face? Chandler, he was bitten by no, it wasn't the Cuban, was it? Or was it? He got bitten by a croc recently. I think it might have been the Cuban, wasn't it? The female Cuban.
Oh, don't watch his stuff, but I know the video you mean. Yeah. He also got bit by an Indian bloody fucking cobra.
He did, yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. Rock safe each day, so I reckon the evening should work too. I'm more likely to go in the evening because I will be awake. I'm not a morning person. This is the problem. But the only problem is I don't know when the next time is I'm going to be in somewhere like Cyprus. It would be a wasted opportunity. And I do get lie-ins because I'm on shift work now. There are days that I can sleep in. So if I've set an alarm to get up early and go herping, I think it would be worth it.
He hasn't posted on YouTube, damn.
Saw that in Extra Exotics, yeah. Yeah, it was the Cuban. Yeah, I thought it was. If Chandler's Cuban, yeah. In Zante, the wall lizards were out everywhere. Yeah, they're quite cool. I can't remember what it actually is, shock horror, because this is me. But there's a lizard in actual fact, I think it is Cyprus. But the Cypriot translation, so obviously this isn't the scientific or whatever name, but the Cypriots call it a certain name. And the translation literally translates to nosebiter. Apparently these things can be savage and they're like little fuckers. So the translation is nosebiter, and I think that's class.
I don't know. Google doesn't know.
Also hasn't posted to YouTube since the cobra bit him. Oh, is he not? I'm sure he was on a podcast or something though, to be fair, but I don't know. Again, he's one of those that I'll maybe watch him every now and again. If he collars me with a clickbaity thumbnail, which I don't know why people do clickbait, then, you know, I got bitten by a cobra. I had to watch that one, to be fair.
I watched that one, but I don't really watch any of his stuff. I just don't have time to watch YouTube anymore, but I watched that one and I literally was like, what a fucking idiot.
Well, the best point you made was the fact that he had so much anti-venin used on him in a third world country.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even think about that, but
I'd be interested, Serpentine, to hear your opinion on it, because he's from India, so I'd be interested to know.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
What you actually thought about the whole video, as well as sort of the reaction and stuff.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, boreal crocodile. Ain't it a piranha Salvador? Tree crocodiles is what they call it in the native land.
Click. I don't know. Riddler's rubber duckies. Do you know what? I'm so before we get to Serpentine Serenity's point, I'm so upset because my next video that I've had planned for about 2 or 3 weeks and the thumbnail's done is clickbait beyond belief. But I haven't been able to film it yet. I just have not had the chance.
It was not going to live up to the ducks.
Do you not reckon it will? Because you know
you
what
set
it
yourself.
is.
You set yourself up for failure.
But the funny thing is I didn't even do that rubber duckies one.
No, but that's why you've set yourself up for failure.
And that's why it was so funny. Because when I sent it to you, you were like, "Bruv, do you know what you've done?" Not really, no. Like, do you know what you've done?
You broke the bear.
And it turns
Riddler
out
in his own little world. He was like, "But ducks swim on water."
They do. And
I put the rubber duckies in the bar.
Irresponsible handling. India isn't the best place to be bitten by venomous snakes. The bite treatment here is very poor. Plus, he was bit in a very rural area. Are we saying then that he's lucky?
He got at the doctor. He was like, "No, it's a cobra, whatever, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other." Like,
and he's like, "No, if I let go of my finger, it's going to kill me."
Admittedly, yeah, fine. He knows what he's doing. Cool. I don't really care. But like, mate, you've bitten by a cobra that you were irresponsibly handling.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck off.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
Quack.
Isopods. Conglet. I don't know what that is. Quack. Yeah, we got a lot of quack comments on that video, which was pretty funny, to be fair. But yeah, no, going back to this point, it's true. Like, do you know what? I do watch a few of these. I watch Chandler sometimes. We do watch Tyler Nolan. But you do still watch and you go, what are you doing? Why? Do you know what I mean? Because he's there. Tyler's obviously, he's got a young kid. And he's like, oh, yeah, one day she's going to be in the venomous room with me handling these snakes. And you're like, but why?
I don't watch him, so I don't know.
But it's just weird. Like, it's one thing saying, like, me and you, for example, I don't know, one day my kid can help me feed the beardies or, you know, chuck in some locusts. But to say, oh, my daughter's going to be, you know, handling these rattlesnakes and cobras, you're like, really? Is that something you want to encourage? Like, I know we obviously want to stop the fear of reptiles and things like that, but is that the way to do it?
I mean, I don't really ever say each to their own. It's obviously stupid if you're putting a live grenade in your kid's hand. Like, Elijah will never play with Mango.
No.
Like, even when he's older.
I think when Alex starts walking, there's going to be a lock going on the reptile room door that Ragnar's in.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Elijah knows that Mango, like, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I saw that.
I thought it was a bat.
That was massive.
It's a moth, but I thought it was a bat.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Anyway, Elijah knows that he's like, oh, we don't touch Mango, don't play with Mango. Mango's angry. Like, he knows. Like,
yeah.
It's fine.
It's all about teaching them as well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like exactly respected, not feared. Like, he's not scared of any of my lizards, but he knows Mango's not to be played with. Like, the other ones he can play with. And he also knows that I've taught him that fingers look like food.
Yeah.
So he has to be careful when he holds them.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. 4-foot and 3-foot bibs with custom backgrounds for sale or trade for glass exo terrors. You heard the man. If you're interested.
Glass exo terrors, Bailey. Good price too. I need them, but good price.
Yeah. But yeah, like you say, obviously it's all about education as well. At the end of the day, you can't just say don't go in there because they've got to know why they can't go in there, things like that. So that's. But like I say, it was just weird when he's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to my daughter." Because on the other hand, he's like, "Right, no venomous snakes in the house because my daughter sleeps in there."
I don't watch them. I don't watch any big YouTubers. I don't watch any big content creators. Someone's cooking something. It's probably that bat. But I don't know. I don't watch any big content creators anymore. One, I don't have the time, and two, I don't particularly like how certain people keep certain stuff, so I just don't watch it. It's me taking my brain away from it, so I just don't watch it.
Yeah, so. That's fair enough. We like I say, we watch a few. We've got our favourites, but yeah, it's a weird one. Got 2 Papuanas. Wait, is that you've got and you're offering them to anyone, or are you asking if anyone's got them? Oh, BH seems to be having a right laugh in here.
Loving his life.
Yeah, right. And so he should, because he's watching the True Tales Unfiltered Reptile podcast. Yeah, buddy.
With bats.
Oh, there we go. The amount of people who get bitten by spectacle coverage here each year is insane. Like, it's a genuine problem. Him showing irresponsible handling only makes the situation worse. Well, that's the thing. Literally, the first part of the video was him saying, you know, this snake is responsible for this many bites and this many deaths every year because they're in rural areas, they're in this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes and gets fucking bitten himself anyway. And luckily for him, he's got the resources, the people around him, they can quickly get to hospital, the blah, blah, blah. But there's people, obviously, in India that aren't that lucky. They don't have the resources. They don't have the opportunity to jump in a car and get to the hospital. It don't work like that. I personally know people who have been bitten because they were trying to free handle irresponsibly to get social media clips. You're just asking for trouble.
Just clickbait rubber duckies. Life's so much easier.
Exactly. Do that. It's funny. People will still call you a dickhead for it, but at least you're not hurting anyone.
Only to go out that thought you were getting rubber duckies. Those people.
I might still get some though. To be fair, you never know.
I kind of want to catch this moth because it's just hit, and it's fucking huge.
I'm surprised we can't hear it.
I was just sat minding its own business.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's he saying? Definitely not good. Probably. Yeah, of course. That's the problem. Things like that. It suckered me in. I watched it. You know what I mean? Probably learns it from Taylor. Not sure. Taylor. Oh, Tyler. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I should have got that. Yeah, Joe Burrow is an absolute tit. Yeah. Duckies are peaceful. They are lovely as well. They must have some nice native isopods.
Find some, bring them back accidentally.
Yeah, got with it.
I think the shiny gators could be. I know, obviously they're not Greek, but I think they could be Spanish. So you just hop over.
Do you know what? They're actually, in saying that, I remember when I was at the shop that must not be named. We did have a couple of different species of isopods. One of them being, I think they were called giant Greek isopods, or were they just Greek? There are specific Greek ones, to be fair.
Well, there will be, yeah.
Yeah, but like, as in, it was in the name. I can't remember what they were. This was at the point I didn't really know you could get different sorts of wood lice, to be fair, but then I'm a noob, aren't
I? Oh, I've got the Greek shit. The ones that I got in my mystery box, Porcellio warneri, they're Greek.
Is it? Class.
Yeah, these ones.
Oh,
giant shield isopod.
That's cool.
I got some. Cop me them.
Some of them are Greek. Yeah, buddy. I can't actually remember. We did have some quite nice
each, them fucking things.
Many of the ones in the hobby are Mediterranean. That's interesting. Like I say, I know nothing about it, so hearing things like that is quite interesting. Many Greek ones, sweet. I saw some coastal isopods, Riddler. I'll send the video later. Yeah, nice one. Appreciate that. Yeah, no, you know what? I think it's got to happen. I think when I go to Cyprus, I've got to just go digging through and trying to find some shit, I reckon. Like I say, I don't know when the next time is that I'm going to be in Cyprus or abroad in general.
Going out at night, you'll probably find a few bits, especially like the geckos and stuff.
What's funny is I've never actually been herping in England, and my first herping trip is going to be in Cyprus.
You've never ever been herping ever? I
Mate,
honestly reckon you don't like reptiles.
I legit didn't even know we had reptiles for years. Like, it's only in the last couple of, probably 4 or 5 years.
This podcast is changing gears. When did you start keeping reptiles?
I got my first leopard gecko when I was 17.
Right.
So that was 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Which depresses me. I only had said leopard gecko for about a year before I moved out. And my
Why
rental...
did you get said leopard gecko? What was the reason behind it?
That's a very, very good question. I just thought they were sick.
Where did you see them? How were you exposed to them?
Jesus Christ. I can't remember, because it wouldn't have been through family, because they couldn't give a shit about reptiles. And I'm still wondering how I managed to convince them for me to get a gecko.
But were you into reptiles when you were like 5?
I didn't really know that much about them, to be fair.
No, not
was
knowing
I,
about
was
them.
I was I into them? I always thought they were cool. So if we went to the zoo, I really enjoyed going to the reptile house, but I wouldn't say it was one of those that I picked up a passion for it from a young age. It has been more of a recent thing that I've enjoyed more, because I didn't realize the extent that the reptile keeping hobby was. For example,
I still don't think you do.
I still don't think I do. For example, I didn't know that you were legally allowed to own monitor lizards and have them in your house. Like, the fact that you've got, for example, green tree monitors, to me, go back a few years ago and say, yeah, this guy's got green tree monitors, and I'd go, no way, what sort of license has he got to have for that? It's mad.
Before I carry on, have you ever seen a wild reptile here?
One.
What? A slow worm?
Oh, all right, 2. I've seen a slow worm, and I've seen possibly the common lizard. That's it. I've not seen an adder. I've not seen a grass snake. I've just not seen them.
Okay, so you got your leopard gecko at 17, only had it for a year. You don't know why you got your leopard gecko.
For the life of me, I cannot remember. I can't remember, because I got... Where did I even get him from? Because I know
so you didn't spend like your childhood like out looking for bugs and reptiles and shit.
Really, no.
Mad.
Like I say, it is more of a recent thing that I've got into.
Your leopard gecko went, and then what happened?
And then what happened is I didn't have any reptiles until 4 years ago. So
what was the first reptile 4 years ago?
Bearded dragon.
And why did you get the bearded dragon?
Because, well, bear in mind, when I first met Em, I told her about I used to have a leopard gecko, and she was going, "Oh, gross! Oh, I don't like reptiles."
How long ago was that again? Scary. Sorry, when did you meet Em?
We've been together for coming up for 7 years now.
Okay, right. Okay, just so I know timelines. But anyway,
yeah. So we've been together nearly 7 years. But we got the bearded dragon because that's when we first moved in together. So she was at uni for 3 years, hence the 4 years. Blah blah blah. So when we first moved to Exmouth, I went for a little bimble around town, and I happened to see a shop. I'm not going to say its name, but it was a reptile shop. So I was like, damn, a little town like this has got a reptile shop. I love reptile shops. Like, obviously, I'd had a leopard gecko, so I did like reptiles at this point, but I never thought I'd keep it. You know what I mean? So
obviously, had a leopard gecko, guys. I like reptiles.
I did, but
anyway, carry on.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because we had a local reptile shop when I had my leopard gecko back in London, but I wasn't allowed to keep anymore. The parents said, "You've got a gecko, you're not having anything else." You know what I mean? So that's that. Yeah. So I went into the shop, saw them, and these people also, not a reptile, had a Eurasian eagle owl. I think they had. It was an eagle owl of some sort. So I told him, I said to her, "Come to this shop." I said, "You don't need to look at the reptiles. I know you don't like them. Just come and see the owl." She's like, "All right, cool." So we went in, we looked at the owl, sick, really cool. And then she started looking at this tank of baby beardies. And she started asking the lady that was working there these questions like, what do they eat? How long do they live for? What do you keep them in? Blah, blah, blah. I was thinking to myself, well, why do you give a shit? You don't like reptiles. Why are you asking these questions? They're irrelevant. And she was asking these questions, and this lady walked away and then went in and went, I really like the beardies. Can we get one? Yes. I was like, but you're scared of lizards. And she went, yeah, but if we call them dragons, that bearded dragon instead of lizard, I might feel a bit better. I was like, right. Well, yeah, sick. So we got a bearded dragon. And that is how it started. Since then, in the 4 years we've had that bearded dragon, we now have snakes, monitor lizard, and fucking all sorts.
But then after the bearded dragon, what happened? What was the next one?
After the bearded dragon was a second bearded dragon, which was a rescue. And again, that was Em's idea. She went in to get bugs. She saw this beardie, fell in love with him, and went, can we have him? And I said, well, yeah, we can. I said, don't ever ask me if we can have a reptile. The answer is always going to be yes.
Terrible attitude.
But you know what I mean. After that, I saw a snake. Fell in love with it.
Royal. All in the same shop.
Yeah. This is the shop that I ended up being a part of.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
They saw me coming from a while off. Can I get this royal? I don't really like snakes. Blah blah blah. This and that. All right, I'll get you him for your birthday, but no more snakes. You're keeping him in the games room. No more snakes. I don't want anything to do with snakes. Blah blah blah. She held the snake a couple of times. Loved him. Fell in love with snakes as well. Here we are.
So basically, what you're telling me is your missus is the reptile keeper, not you.
She's not. No, she's the one that allowed the reptile keeping to happen because I'm the one that looks after them. She was the one that, I guess you could say, that allowed me, which I don't want that to sound like I'm under the thumb and she dictates what I do. But if your partner is scared of something, the likelihood is you're not going to go out of your way to get that. So the fact that she said, can we get a beardie? Yeah, I'm fully game for that. For me saying, can I get a snake? Yeah, I'm all over that. So she's not the reptile keeper. She appreciates them. She likes them. But I'm the one that cares for them. She feeds the beardies the salad every morning, but that's about it.
So if you could go back and do it differently, would you?
Do what differently, though?
Keeping reptiles.
No. Would I do it differently? Yeah, I wouldn't get as many royals. That first one, I adore that first one. She's still here. She's not going anywhere. She's one of the ones that's going to get upgraded, hopefully. So, yeah. But would I... I'll tell you one thing, I wouldn't... It's weird because the thing is, as much... I don't want to get into it too much because, like I say, it's still fairly fresh and quite private. But with regards to the shop... You don't have to. Yeah, but I can say some of it. But even though it ended up being an awful, awful decision that nearly left me fucked, I almost still don't regret it as such because it got me to interact and run a reptile shop and have this vision and get into these animals that I never would have been able to handle and experience otherwise. Would I be more cautious? Yes. Do I wish I could take back what I gave them? Yes. Do I regret doing it? I loved working in that shop. I adored every second of being in there. I met the people. The people were great. I got to handle these animals. I got to see animals that I've like. We got a dragon snake in once. Unbelievable. Didn't even realize they were real. Do I regret it? Yes and no. Would I change things? Yes. But at the end of the day, the things that we've done are what get us in the position we're in now.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
You know, so I could change that, for example. I could say, yeah, go back in time. Don't even walk into that shop for the first time. Ignore them. You know, it's never happened. But I wouldn't be sat here with a monitor lizard asleep next to me. Me and you wouldn't be on the True Tales Reptile podcast. Wouldn't. We wouldn't be doing it because I might not have even got the bearded dragon.
Yeah, it's a butterfly effect.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a weird one. There are things I regret, of course, you know, but at the same time, I do still think about running that shop, and it was fucking class, man. Like, if there was no one in, whack kettle on, cup of coffee, couple of biscuits, spray some animals, handle some animals, things like that. Just chill. I mean, someone comes in, you got some bugs, yeah. Someone else will come in. Have you got any new snakes? Yeah, I'll show you. Let's have a look. And it was really nice. It was really, really nice. And would I do it again in the future? Yeah, I would. I fucking would.
I would like to own a shop if I had a lot of money.
Mm.
Because I think when you own a shop, you have to sometimes blur lines between profit and morals.
Mm-hmm.
Not all shops do it. There are some really good shops out there, but some shops will just sell a retic to anybody.
Yeah.
Or an anaconda. But yeah, I know what you mean. Do you think that was you like the Australia thing, or do you think that was more
Yeah.
intrinsic?
What do you mean?
As in, was it an impulse in the sense of, as in, I'm just talking about working in the shop. I'm not talking about like anything else. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
the backstory with it, obviously, but was it, I'm stuck, I'm lost. This seems like a cool idea, like the Australia idea, or was it
Mm-hmm.
like, this is because you haven't got a background in reptiles, so it doesn't seem to me like it. Like, for example, if I said to you, if the roles were reversed, we were exactly the same people, but I was the one that had the shop, you'd be like, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it doesn't make sense that you did that because you
It's
don't have a background
because
in reptiles.
I've not got a background in them, but I've always had a fascination with them as such. And I've always loved animals. How I didn't end up working with animals, that was mainly because I wanted to be a pilot, very tunnel vision, don't care about anything else. Like, I loved animals, but I was like, I'm going to be a pilot, so I won't even. I'm not, obviously. So when it came to keeping animals, it was me that I'm the reason why we got guinea pigs when I was at home. I'm the reason we got cats. I'm the reason I got a gecko. I'm the reason, you know what I mean? We've got a dog. I've always loved animals. And the reptiles, I think I was a late comer to the reptiles. There's no two ways about that. Like, I had a gecko when I was 17. That's about it. And then there was nothing because I was living away from home. And then I got with them, obviously, who was scared of reptiles initially. And here we are. So am I a late comer to it? Yes. But at the same time, I've always appreciated and loved the animals. So the fact that there was this opportunity to stop being an electrician and work with animals for potentially the rest of my life, I was like, sign me up. Sign me up. Do you know what I mean? Because it was so chilled as well. Like, obviously it was stressful at times because you got to look after animals. But then at the same time, when you're doing something like that, I would much rather be stressed out making sure animals are eating and shitting and are clean than stressing out at work like I was today because the fire panel was going off and I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing with fire panels. I don't know. I'm not a fire engineer. But if I don't know, if I see a beardie has got ticks, for example, or not ticks, like whatever, am I going to put more effort into that than I would figuring out a fire panel? Yeah, you're damn right I would.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, like I say, it surprises me you don't have more of a background with them, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
because it's not the normal go-to story.
Yeah. Oh no, it's yeah, it's pretty out there, to be fair. Like I say, I'm such a newcomer to it, but that's the thing. I fell in love with the shop and the animals. So when the opportunity came up to partner up and own a reptile shop, I was out here, mate. I was ready. I was going.
Oh yeah, I
Mm.
have a question for you.
Mm.
How to cope with a reptile shop when you can't handle half?
Cope with a reptile shop. What do you mean?
I mean, I think he means that you can't go and pick every single animal up.
But then, to be fair, it's not often you've got the big ones in, is it, in the reptile shops?
But then again, like, you don't need to handle animals.
Yeah.
Like, why the handling is, for me, that shouldn't even come in the top 5 list of priorities if you're getting a reptile. So, sometimes I find, like, I think owning a shop will be different to working in a shop. Because I know a few people that have worked in shops across the country, and they all sort of tell a similar story, which I'm not going to go into, but sure you would work around, I imagine. But yeah, I think sometimes working in a shop, just working in a shop, not owning a shop, sometimes can seem like a dream. And it's like people are like, oh, I want to be a vet, I want to be a vet, I want to be a vet. And then they get the well, you're not playing with healthy animals. You're playing with dying animals.
And at one point, you're going to have to put an animal down.
Yeah, so it's not working in a shop's not always wow, this is super cool and that's super cool. Obviously, I don't know. I've spoken to quite a few people that have worked in shops. I would love to. It just doesn't pay enough, but I would tomorrow.
That's the thing. That's what it comes down to as well. It is the only way I would do it ever again is if I could outright pay for it, start to finish, no loans, no business plan, as in no sort of, it would have to be a case of I've got this amount of money to buy a shop, set it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just say YouTube kicked off or something like that. And, if I could do that, I probably would. I think I've said it to you before. I don't know whether I'd do like a reptile zoo or a reptile shop. I don't know. Either one would be quite cool. But the idea of working with animals and working for myself would be quite, like I say, I'm still gutted to this day that it didn't work out. The potential that shop had was ridiculous. But it wasn't to be. It is what it is. I learnt my lesson. Things happen. Shit happens. Here we are. I'm still in a pretty good position. I've got my Ragnar fast asleep next to me. Yeah. What we got? That's exactly why I quit. Those who had shifted to a more practical degree.
It's not always rainbows. Like if I YouTube made it for me, I don't know if I'd open either. I'd buy me and Fee a nice house in Wales, with a bit of land. I'd have a couple of big outbuildings for my reptiles. She could have a couple of dogs in the house. Small holding with some pigs and some goats. I wouldn't invite a single fucker there.
What about me?
I wouldn't. You'll walk in and be like, are those snakes supposed to have legs, Paul? I'm like, they're the lizards.
Oh.
But that's what I like. I would like the shop because I do like interacting with people with the reptiles, and talking to people about the reptiles. But my hobby is my hobby. Very selfish with it. I'm very conscious now of people coming here who buy Ackies. It sounds so stupid, but like when I was a nobody, I didn't give a shit. And now I'm going to say somebody. I don't think I am, but now I'm a somebody. I'm like, fucking hell, I can't just give my address out to people. Fee's Farm indeed. But I can't just give my address out to people now. I don't know these people from Adam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just about to make another point, but let's have a look. The reason I asked was I'm pretty new, got 1 year experience, and as a keeper, I work with my animals. I find it hard to cope with the fear in general. I think that's something you've got to. It's not something you can get over overnight. That comes with the experience, I think, and the exposure to it, and the education with it as well. I think. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Learning about the animal, the movements, the responses, blah blah blah, things like that.
I think if you start off scared, ideally don't get the species if you're scared of an animal. But also as well, if you need to handle it, just wear gloves. Just wear gloves, use tools. As long as you're doing it safely for the animal, and eventually you'll go, okay, because basically fear's built on events. So for example, if you fly once in your life and you have severe turbulence, the chances are you're going to be scared of flying because you only have one experience to draw it from. But then you fly another 10 times, and the 10 times of plain sailing, you're like, oh, that first time was just really bad luck. So it just comes down to rinsing and repeating and experiencing more. And the more you experience, and the more you're able to go, okay, yeah, this is how this one acts. This is, like outside of the mangroves, because I never see them, I know every single one of my animals' personalities, and I know exactly what they're thinking before they do it, for the most part, because I spend so much time with them. If you watch and listen to your animals, you'll become very attuned to them quite quickly.
Very good. Before we carry on, Do you know how we've done you going for a piss break again?
Bye.
Not me. I've just seen my dog walk downstairs and go into the kitchen, so I'm going to go and let her out for a piss.
This is the part where you'll leave and head over to Paul's channel.
So if I remove myself, it's just going to put you, isn't it? So go solo for a bit. I'm just going to go and
get rid of the comments so it's not on the bottom. So so it's just me.
There you go. All right, I'll be back shortly.
All right, guys. Hello, this is me, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. We'll have to let me know. Everyone put in chat if this. I don't know how many people are here, but let me know if solo Paul is better than solo Riddler. I can't see him either. Oh, mysterious. 2 hours and 10 minutes. We're gonna have to start getting this wrapped up at some point in time. Just Paul, the star, the Spider-Man. Paul's monitors, baby. We're here. Everyone from Riddler's stream, come to my stream now. And so it'll just come up with that everyone's just in my chat, and he'll be like, and it'll make. I don't know where the bat moth's gone either. Maybe it's come to bite me. Big old moth that was. It's huge. I even made a note so I can go back and watch. How's Toad doing? I uploaded a video today. I don't know if you've seen it. I haven't looked. Toad's doing well. Toad's getting better. Let's go on Instagram together and see who has or hasn't seen my video. Riddler isn't wearing pants. He had back out of the screen. I'm everywhere anyway. Just everyone come to Paul's chat. Paul's chat right now. Yeah, I have no idea where the Batmoth went. The Toad video is doing terrible, guys. We're not even 1,000 views yet. Yeah, so she's starting to tongue feed. Toad is starting to tongue feed. Slowly, she's very antsy. But she is starting to tongue feed, which is nice because I can start actually building a relationship with her now that she's actually tongue feeding. Love the name Toad. It's a good name. Pretty sure it was Fee's idea to call her Toad. But yeah, Toad's a cool name. She's a cool lizard too. Also, Visions, why are you still on Riddler's channel? Head over to my channel. No one is allowed to be on Riddler's channel because this is the whole part of the meme. But yeah, she's doing well. She started the tongue feed, so I can slowly start working with her properly now. I'm not going to rush anything with her, but she's doing well. She's getting big. She won't need an upgrade anytime soon, but she is getting big, which is kind of cool. But also at the same time, it's like, oh, she's a bit feisty. She's getting big. But so, are you naming? I don't know. I said this to Fee. I can't remember what Fee said. Bam, bruv, come on. Stop being in bloody no man's land. Yes. Is that what we said, Fee? Was it Frog? I think it was Toad and Frog. It was Newt or Frog or something like that. But yeah, when I eventually get a male, if I ever get a male, but yeah, we'll call it Frog. I still need names for the Gillenite. We need one boy name and 2 girl names for Gillenite that is actually going to stick, and I can actually call my Gillenite by their names. Because I don't like just calling them the Gillenite. I don't really like doing that. I'd just call them their names. Do it got teeth? It do got teeth. I guess I'm here for the other half of Paul's. There you go. We're over on the best side of the channel now. Gang. But yeah, I like being here. You're there by yourself. Come on. You're not the lonely old oak tree, Bam. You're one of those trees that grow in a gang. Come on. Come over. You also didn't message me to get you in the Patreon. Over here now. Come on. Come to the dark side. Everyone. And then everyone just spam chat now. Just put Paul's chat, 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 Paul's chat. We can see. Made it. There we go. He's back.
What's going on?
Not a lot. Talking about Toad.
I'm just going to scroll up, see what's going. Yeah, luckily she went for a full-on shit as well, so that's good. She won't be getting up during the night. And the cats have gone to bed.
Are you working tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm on earlies, mate. My alarm is set for 4:45 in the morning, so that's good.
Sucks to be you.
I'm not buzzing.
To be fair, I'm on earlies tomorrow. Not as early as you, but I am on earlies. Riddler gives us home. Where is that? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, Riddler isn't wearing pants. He had to black out the screen. Imagine that. Just stood up and showed everyone some arse. I am, Gary, by the way.
Gary would have been biting it.
Love the name Toad. Excellent. Do you know what's really annoying? You know, I said I need to go out there before the dog barks and wakes up the baby.
Yeah.
I was trying to very gently shut the reptile room door as I left, and I slammed the fuck out of it, which is really annoying because I pissed myself off. You know, when you stop and go, right, listen out. I think I got away with it, but I really annoyed myself.
You're not going to get any of these references.
Big Visions. Why are you over on Paul's channel now, Mush? You're a traitor. Oh, there you go. But see, my guy, he likes being here. See, Rick has abandoned me as well. Is this someone you've seen before?
Yeah. He's the guy that has the leopard gecko and a massive grow tent.
Sick. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Oh, blimey, there's been all sorts going on. Paul trying to... Oh, hang on. Paul trying to poach. I thought we were boys.
Nah, that's what you thought wrong.
Oh, all right. He's just hanging around. Rick is laughing at me.
Right, everybody. Who was better solo host, Paul or Riddler? I don't care if you pick Riddler. My solo hosting was pretty much everyone just come and join my chat. But
that's just rude, man.
Who was a better solo host? Yeah, I still need to make lunch for tomorrow. I've got to be up at not ridiculous. I've got to be up at 6. So.
Yeah, see, like I say, my alarm is set for 4:45, which sucks ass. I finish at 2, which isn't too bad.
I'll finish at 3 tomorrow.
That's not bad. But like I say, I've only got keeping it real. I've only got 2 days left, which is why I'm not too bothered about the fact that it's nearly 10 o'clock, because either way, I'm going to be tired tomorrow, and Friday's my last day anyway, so I'll take that.
What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say.
Baum's just a nice guy, just a nice bloke. Tough one. But Riddler did get some questions rolling. Paul just stole viewers.
I'll stop you there. Riddler didn't get any questions rolling because Paul asked for questions before he came back.
Yeah, but then I carried on. I encouraged
only because I said I was going to end the podcast. And you were like, no, my precious views. And I can see straight through this. And I know you're doing this just for views for your channel. And everyone else was like, oh, Riddler was trying his best to get questions. Guys, don't let that beard fool you. Okay?
I'm underneath a genuine...
there, Voldemort's face.
One day I'll do a reveal. I'll tell you what, when I get to 10k views, I'll reveal what's under
10k views or 10k
10k viewing hours, sorry.
Oh, 10k. I know it stops tracking after 4.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it just tells you your monthly.
Oh, okay. Paul's presence is felt even when he's not here.
Hi, guy Mike.
Paul chose violence this podcast. It is what it is. That's what it's all about, really.
Paul had a stressful day.
Paul talked tongue feeding. That's impressive.
I did.
Well, has anyone got any? Have you got anything you wanted to touch on? Shall we ask if anyone else has any more questions or anything? Or do you want to start wrapping up? What's the crack?
I don't really mind. If anyone else has got anything to talk about, I don't really have anything else to say. It's just hot, man.
Yeah, I do feel for you being in an entire loft. That's not great.
Looks nice though.
Looks nice. It looks nicer than my background for sure.
Need more
I'm quite cool in here.
Yeah, I'm not. I've been sweating this whole podcast.
And then when I go to bed, I'm going to put the fan on.
I was going to eat my grenade bar, but I decided not to. IHS in 10 days. Yeah, Matt missed the start of it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I was just on roll up. All right, night, G's. Thank you for all of the comments because you've been getting very involved. Appreciate that. IHS in 10 days. Yeah, buddy, mate. Gas.
What video? How many people are viewing this right now?
18.
Fucking hell, really?
Yeah.
I can't see the views. How's it been?
Mate, it's been decent. I think it's dipped down to 14 maybe once, but apart from that, it's been between 17 and 24.
Sick. Right, everyone in chat right now, what... Like, me and Riddler are going to a reptile show, effectively birth? Effectively, first time for both of us. I'm probably shouting, so I'm going to take my headphone off. But yeah, first time for both of us to go to a proper reptile show, what content would you actually like to see?
Good question. But whilst we're waiting for that answer, let's have a look. Riddler, what are you getting me for this Viv? I'll let you know. You know, this ain't the platform. No. I don't know, mate. We'll see what happens on
Matt
the day.
Is now typing going, I don't want it. I'll keep the Viv. I'll keep sword fight. What, with me or with you? What's up, Alex?
Space to come out chest. Unfortunately, mate, there's not going to be space, which is a shame. I apologise, but because obviously of the stuff we're transporting and moving and things like that, there's not going to be room, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. What up, Alex Oliver? Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. The sword fight. Family Guy cosplay, arm wrestling. I want to see Paul looking at different royal morphs. Yeah. Oh, we're up to 20 viewers, by the way, at the minute. See, that's part of one of the ideas we've come up with anyway, sort of. But again, that one's more of another can come with T52 ceramic fitting in cages. What a guy.
He's also fleeced about like 300 quid worth of stats off me as well.
I have, yeah. I have. Although, to be fair, I do have a surprise for you and Fee.
For me and Fee, or just for Fee?
No, for both of you.
Okay.
Yeah. I won't reveal it just yet. But,
no, otherwise it's not a surprise.
Well,
it would be a surprise, but
it would be a surprise now, but it would be ruined. But just going back to this comment, that is sort of one of the things. Yeah. This would be a very, very long video. Although just a quick one, Matt, that would be amazing. Thank you.
I came up with a great idea for mine and Ridler's video.
Yeah. I want to see how many animals Riddler doesn't know the name of. Again, that does sort of link to it. It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming anyway. Oh, right. Oh, all right, mate. Yeah, no worries. No, apologies. There's no room in the car for another one, I'm afraid. Sorry. But see you there. I'll be bringing your merch as well. Paul guesses morph names. That would be good.
Would it?
I think it would. I actually think
this is literally how the video would go. What's that morph then, Paul? I'll be like, I don't fucking know. Banana super duper fuck your face.
There you go.
And then the breeder behind the table will be like, what are you fucking saying? I'm like, saying you keep snakes in drawers, you cunt. Oh god, I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry. Oh well. First time I've ever said the C word on YouTube.
Unfiltered. And look, and we've got 22 people watching just as you said.
I say it a lot in my day-to-day life.
So do I.
So for me,
I say it more than I say please and thank you.
Done well.
Riddler doing a Tuatara care video.
This is what you get for keeping me awake. Fucking 30-degree laugh.
Bro, it's 23 people. It must have worked. Maybe we need to say it more often.
I'm not saying it on my channel. You're not monetized. That's fine.
I'm not monetized. We're good. Yeah, no worries. What a guy. Please go as pirates and scream at each other all the time.
That's so random, but that
is random, but I love it.
Bring back bogeys.
Shit morph 1, shit morph 2, shit morph 1 crossed with shit morph 2. Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, did you inbreed this one to get this certain line, did you, sir?
How's this one's head wobble? Is it all right?
Not too bad. Oh, I hear this one's blind. Wonderful.
But at least it's pretty. Anyway, we've had some good ideas, but to be fair, a lot of them do link to your main idea anyway. So I like that. I mean, the sword fight maybe doesn't link to your idea.
We're not doing the sword fight.
No, probably not. And if we do, we can't put it on YouTube anyway.
No. Put it on Patreon.
Yeah, good shout.
In the Discord.
In the Discord.
I need that video in my life. I mean, honestly, I'd happily go around to people's tables and be like, what the fuck is this? Like, I've got no shame. But at the end of the day, I haven't got a clue. Is the one family tree. So yeah. So did you breed this one to its mum or did you breed it to its nan?
Oh god. Is that why it's so pretty?
Yeah, I mean, you may or may not see me have to guess morphs, depending what Riddler has in store. We've got to walk round first, and then do said video.
I'm buzzing. I can't wait. Like, just in general, just to be at this show is
Riddler's literally just going to be like this the whole way through.
Literally. Yeah. And, oh, what the fuck is that? And someone's going to go, that's one of these.
Gecko.
Never heard of it.
Wow.
Just inject your eggs with food dye before they hatch. Oh, I was about to say, well, I'm never going to breed royals again. But now that you say that, secure the bag. Secure the bag.
My man's only here for the money, so
if that's it, it's all about securing the bag. If I can exploit animals to do so, joking.
He's not.
No, if I wasn't, I'd carry on breeding royals, but because it's gone so well for me in the past.
It was because you picked lower end basement morphs that everyone does because you're not high enough on the pyramid scheme.
I know, it's because I'm a twat as well. But that just goes for all walks of my life, though, to be fair. But all in good fun. Right, has anyone got anything else they want to ask us or anything before we? I think people might see through that one, to be fair. Worth a go, I guess. Anyone got anything else they want to bring up or ask? While we just... Well, actually, I've had a thought. When are we... Oh, I have boxes to secure the bag.
I don't know.
And I've forgotten what I was going to say now. I can look at adding fluorescent jellyfish protein to your...
You said,
they do,
when are we?
Yeah. I'm thinking, when are we going to do episode 3? Because that will probably be after IHS. So that will probably be like our debrief from IHS as well, won't it?
Good night, Jonas.
Good night, Jonas. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you.
Fucking hell. Me not going on Instagram is like the worst thing that ever fucking happens to me. I get so many fucking messages.
I don't. People don't like me, but that's cool. Gary. What's this one? Good night, Jonas. Yes, everyone wish Jonas a good night. Essentially what I was saying is, I'm assuming episode 3 will obviously be, well, it's obviously going to be after IHS, and it'll be like a debrief video and things like that, won't it?
Yeah, because obviously, unless you want to do it at like 5 o'clock in the morning, the day you get back.
Probably not, no. Probably going to be quite sleepy.
So it'll be the week of...
I don't go back
to the 22nd.
Cool, because I was about to say I don't go back to work until the 24th anyway, so plenty of time.
It'll probably be then the 20th or the 21st.
Cool, just thought I'd say the 4 royals. Excellent, that's great to hear. I saw you post one of them the other day, mate, looking lovely. Why I decided to buy 5 new royals. I'm not doing it, Matt. I'm not.
If he does it, I'm going to say it now. If he does it, then mine and his public friendship will be terminated.
And I condone that statement.
If he does it to one royal,
I'm not getting
friendship.
I'm not getting any more royals. I'm not doing it. I would be the biggest wanker ever if I was to come home with another royal.
It's hard for you to level up, but I agree.
Oh God. Well, it doesn't look like anyone's got any more questions or anything for us.
What's going to be funny is your YouTube video. It's just going to be me fucking taking the piss out of you the whole way through it.
But everyone's going to love it. Everyone's going to live for it. I mean, your Discord basically turns into a roast me every now and again anyway, but funny, isn't it?
Fee fights your corner now and then. She's like, this Riddler stuff's getting fucking old now. You guys have all beat that horse to death.
It's fine. I'm happy for it. I appreciate that though, Fee. Riddler needs to convince Paul to bring a croc bonnet at home. I don't think I would be able to.
No chance.
I don't think I don't.
Someone wants to buy it for me. We can talk.
Yeah.
But I don't have 10 grand.
What's next with expected horse? Yeah. And Ben is off as well. Take it easy, Ben. Thank you for tuning in, mate. Appreciate you.
Take care, Ben.
Right, everyone. Yeah. I think we've done well here. 2.5 hours. Matt does want a croc monitor. I'm afraid
nothingness.
I cannot. I
7.5.
genuinely
Sign me up. I'll get 2.
Oh, cheap. I cannot get you a croc monitor for you giving me a Viv. I'm afraid that's a bit of an unfair trade, but you know. 7.5. Gary, always fun to hang with you guys. Right. What's one on the WhatsApp group? Fucking Jesus. Appreciate you all. This has very much been good fun. Again, we've gone from topic to topic to topic. We've got deep. We've got funny. Paul's gone for a piss. My dog has gone for a shit. Here we are.
Literally, I'll go 5 hours on my podcast. Don't need to wee. Do we do True Tales? I'm like, fuck, man. I think it's because we do this earlier, and my body's like, I need to be empty by 8. I need to be empty by 8 because we start this at like 7:30. It's like, oh god, we're not empty.
But yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed episode 2. Episode 3 will be coming after IHS. We'll have a debrief video. We'll talk about it. There is content coming as well between myself and Paul from IHS, which will be fucking superb. If you've got any topics that you want us to discuss, if you've got any questions, feel free to send them to either or both of us. Thank you again for all of the support. It does mean a lot to both of us. Thanks for the entertainment. An absolute pleasure is what I mean. We do it because it's fun. We do it because we love you all. So appreciate you all. It's been a pleasure. And I'm going to end it there, I think. Thank you all again. And we'll chat to you soon. Paul,
love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.